Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to day 2 of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitational, featuring all of North America's PMPL teams. We got 5 rounds of action, mayhem, and strategy to be getting into with you today. But before we get too much into it, for those of you who aren't quite acclimated as to who I am, I'm RedEyes, your ever-lovable and adorably cuddly caster, bringing you that daily dosage of butt-kickery, tomfoolery, and all-around shenaniganism. And I am not alone today. I am joined by my fellow caster, Swinns. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What up, everybody? I am Swinns, your other cute, cuddly caster, and we are excited to bring you day 2 of the PUBG Mobile Invitational. We got some great teams coming in today, some really great plays that we saw yesterday, and I am super excited to get into it with you guys. RedEyes, what are you really looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to seeing who is really trying to come back from yesterday's lead. You know, I thought that Dope Esports had actually fared a lot better than they had in the overall ranking. So I'm curious to see how they're going to react today, because they've shown early game on, that they can handle a first place win. However, they've also shown, in later matches that they are just as susceptible to, being blindsided as any other team here. So I'm really curious to see today how they react.
Definitely. I think I've definitely got some interest in Ghost Gaming. Seeing how they positioned themselves yesterday around these maps definitely gave us an aware knowledge that they know how to play these terrains and know what they are doing. These are not teams to be messed with in these cases at all. Very exciting. I'm super excited.
Yeah, Ghost Gaming, they are, as I was saying, one of those more experienced teams that knows how to kind of cluster off a sector all to themselves. They don't space too far away from the team, but they do get enough distance to where they might be able to handle a situation on their own. And by doing so, they're able to kind of encapsulate surrounding teams. So I can't wait to see if we can see some of that in action today.
Yes, and definitely those isolations that we saw yesterday were key to these teams holding compounds for themselves into these final zones. So definitely looking forward to seeing some more of that today. Picking them off one by one, like you said, the bully strategy. I love to see it.
And I'm also curious to see how teams like 19 Esports, who are faring fairly well in the overall rankings, how they're going to react today. If they're going to go for a more aggressive strategy to try to get further up on the list, boost up their lead, or if they're going to try to just kind of maintain their current momentum. We'll have to wait and see.
Definitely.
We've got 5 matches to go through today, Swinns, and we're going to be starting off the match, the single ending the night, which is going to be with an Erangel too. So I think that it's going to be, we got a kind of that combination terrain. It's a large map, large enough to say that it's definitely sniper appropriate. Let's go ahead and get into it before we talk and babble too much. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right.
Wow. Great playing path already, kind of making it easy for teams to get really to the main drop spots that they want to get to.
Absolutely. I think it's going to disclude places like, North and South Georgia. We're not going to see any Zarky drops, but I don't really think that's going to affect us too much. I think you're going to find a lot of, clusters around maybe, say, the Novo military area, maybe perhaps Pachinki or Yasnaya. I think School and Roshawk will also get a fair amount of loving as well. But let's go see here. We got BOP, pardon me. You want to go ahead and say their name for me, Swinns?
Boring Protocol. One of my favorite names, honestly.
Yes. Boring Protocol getting a very early jumping westbound towards the Primorsk area. We see the Panthers going to occupy that military base area, and it looks like they're going to have it all to themselves this time around. No one else wants to go there, so they're going to reap the benefits of that loot. And we see Ogilvy getting an early jump as well, heading northwest, potentially past the Ferry Pier area. I'm curious to see where they're going. Ghost, as to no surprise, is going to their usual spot, Pachinki. They like to go drop hot early on and just leave that challenge open. If anyone wants to smoke, you know where Ghost is going to be. We've got members of Illuminati jumping well over Lazarus, as well as the Wall Street bets, looking like they're all heading towards the Rock area. I'm curious to see if that ends up being a cluster. We see Passion Fruit jumping towards the far eastern coast, towards the Kameshki and Stauber area. It looked to me like Exet and Dope are going to be, some semi-close to one another, but it looks like the closest thing to start off with would be between Ogilvy and what I believe is members of the hit list.
Interestingly enough, too, Red, I've noticed the first zone is popped off, and it's actually kind of favoring up towards the George Pool area, saying maybe want to bring some teams up into this north area. We might see an early rotation, might see some people trying to play for points today instead of really trying to go for kills.
Yeah, that could be an early game strategy to get a vehicle and kind of go up towards the northwestern coast where you don't suspect as many opponents being.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely seeing that plane path.
now, when I was saying the closest confrontation would be Ogilvy in the hit list, that is no longer the scenario. We've got Lazarus here, and as well. Oh, actually, we're tuning into Lazarus here. They're not too surrounded. They got Roshawk fairly isolated to themselves. Their closest threat would be below them, the Illuminati claiming school. But I'm not too concerned about confrontation with that just yet. And that kind of gets me to my next point, Swinns, is we're dealing with a lot of larger maps tonight. And to be honest, it's going to be 4 out of the 5 maps that are larger, which is going to leave us with these little passive periods, these pockets of just ample time kind of in between, these moments in between. And that is to be expected, these little passive periods. But you know what I always say is a more early game always directly translates to a more action-packed and climactic mid or in-game. So it is definitely worth a trade.
Yeah, we definitely saw that happen a lot yesterday as well, with a lot of these teams not taking fights early game, making these end circles very hot, very spicy, making teams have to check every single corner when they make a move, and it's some great plays that we have seen.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. Oh, and look here, G3 from Lazarus already finding himself an M4 UP combo. Very formidable combo right off the bat. He's walking by a DP28. He's decided that the UMP is going to be his up close weapon for sure, and like he's going to be using the M4 for his distance shots. And that's a fairly standard combo in today's day and age, ever since that UMP buff. Okay, Guts and Kura. Okay. He's rocking himself the AK M4. It looks like we're having some pretty decent loot on him.
Very interesting. Looks like Yo has taken a position up at the top of the zone, right on Severny, not in zone directly, but they are going to have an easy rotation, not having to really face anybody when they come in, giving themselves some great placement points.
Yeah, absolutely. They decided to hang outside just beginning direction. Even if they stayed outside of zone for the first zone, it wouldn't be the end all be all. Oh, here we got Illuminati with eyes on Lazarus. We got Mango trying to scope in. He's got a 6x on a Scar, as well as an M249 squad wiper.
Lazarus G3 sitting right in this house underneath the hill. Potentially the first place that this team might crash if they do decide to get aggressive. We will see how this plays out.
Absolutely, absolutely. And here we got Mango scoping in with a 4x import, trying to put shots down. Does not find quite a lot of connecting shots. I don't know if he actually got any in that one. But there's still time. G3 just below him too. He's going to need to keep an eye on both areas here.
Very interesting. Does not look like Illuminati is going to push this aggressively. They came up the hill scoping it out like they were ready to, but now taking more of a backward stance, letting Lazarus kind of escape right here as they push around this corner side.
Well, keep in mind, it is still early game, and not everyone is, oh, my, Landland with a beautiful knock on Fierce with that 4x M4, and then King Hua taken down in retaliation. That leads down to Landland and Mango. Casper is also down. Mango goes down to join him. Landland is now the last hope. In a matter of seconds, Illuminati has gone from a full squad down to 1 member. And here comes Landland approaching a full squad of Lazarus. His moments are potentially numbered here, and he is eliminated as Telly and Joey come in for the finishes. Joey with the finish on Landland, Telly with the thirst.
G3 as well. He had an amazing advantage point coming up. As we saw, he was right under that hill, came up beneath him and came around, started shooting from the back, made Landland really have to pick where they were going to go and try to take this fight against 3 of the other members of Lazarus.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, look, we got J7 here just scoping around. He's got himself that M4 AK combo. Not really sure. Oh.
I do see Godsent coming over, trying to maybe get a third party. Yeah, as we see right now, hearing these shots, getting a third party on Lazarus if it's possible. Don't think they're going to make it possible for them, though. They want to stay in this fight. They want to get to end zone. They do not want to lose any more members. They haven't even lost any. I'm just...
Well, we also have the Knights, currently. They're pinched in between Exet and Wall Street bets, just outside of the Pachinki area. I'm curious to see if that's going to pin out for them or not, because it looks like Wall Street bets is all, every member in their own vehicle rotating around. They are awfully close to the Knights here. However, we got eyes on Godsent at the moment. Godsent trying to make their way by Wall Street bets on the other end. And I think they're going to utilize this time to get by while the Knights and Exet and Wall Street bets are all kind of in this sort of cluster area. And they do so and successfully claim a comp all to themselves.
Very interesting rotations, though. I think Knights definitely rotating away from this fight, though. Godsent and Wall Street bets now very close to each other, going to hold these two compounds and stay here, waiting for the new zone shift. I think is their best idea for sure.
We got a couple potential confrontations. I was just going to say the Knights getting away from X here, as you were just saying, but they're still relatively close by. I think something to keep an eye on for sure is between the hit list and Ogilvy. They're awfully by one another at the moment. Oh, here we see Godsent VVV scoped in with an 8X on a Mini 14, trying to get eyes on Wall Street bets.
That Mini 14 too, with the 6x, great recoil, great control if you really got it. As we can see right here, VVV controlling it very well.
Yeah, he's trying to get eyes on Kinga and the gang. Pardon me about that, Kinga. But he is not able to get any successful shots off just yet. Steve-O not giving him too many opportunities, only poking his head out every now and again. Keep in mind, this is just early game, mid-game at best. Maybe the early stages of mid-game at best. So we got plenty of time left to go. You want to let these numbers dwindle down for a lot of these teams. If you're not going to play the most aggressive standpoint, by all means, let those numbers dwindle down. Some points. We got money on the line here, so.
Definitely want to let these numbers kind of vary out while you get the rotations in. A lot of these teams, especially Godsent, as we're watching, they don't have to make any rotations. They are fine where they are, so they're going to sit here and maybe try to farm some kills, catch some people coming in.
Talking about fine where they are dead center of zone, so they're looking fairly comfortable for the foreseeable future, at least for now. Oh, and here we go. BBV really putting that Mini to work here. All right, got eyes on Godsent yet again. They're fairly close by members of Ghost and fairly close by Wall Street bets, but not just so close that I think that they're going to be in that contest yet. So close, however, though, that I do think that if they try to pull a rotation back or forward, they are going to be met.
They're going to be met by everybody. They have Lazarus, Yo, the hit list, Ghost, Knights, Exet, all surrounding them at this point. Every single angle, if they try to go from Exet on Potato Hill, got the hill advantage. School basically being surrounded by Lazarus, Yo coming in the backside around Watertown, Ruins being held by the hit list. There is nowhere for them to go at this point.
You're right. Now, we saw Passion Fruit. They were about to cross the bridge outside of Roshawk and head southbound, but they saw Lazarus and decided to think better of it, a nice little rotation, and maybe try to claim the other bridge? We'll see. Sleepless just moving around in that buggy. Everyone's got their own vehicle, taking their own approach. As I said yesterday, that with some obvious advantages and some obvious disadvantages. Yes, the obvious advantage is pretty evident. If one of you gets clapped, the odds of you all being clapped, it's much slimmer, You're not going to be taken down in spray. However, one of your teammates being clapped and you being able to come out and help them out, they're also a bit slimmer. So it's a mixed bag there.
Definitely. Once you get somebody pops your tire in a buggy and you're just trying to get away and your whole team's just like, sorry, son, we're done, bye. We're leaving you in the back.
So I'm tuning in for a moment. I'm trying to get eyes on Boring Protocol. They're off by the ruins area, not too far off the hit list, but I do see they are in groups of 2. We got Valak and Russell sticking together, and Fameboys and Fate are Fameboys and Fate aren't even quite together anymore. So it looks like Boring Protocol is somewhat split up here, and that could spell trouble for Fameboys potentially, just because he is relatively close to multiple. However, he does have a little bit of space for now. We'll see. Have to see where his rotation takes him. We got Enigma here, aka Sleepless, the man, the myth, the legend himself. He looks like he is going for the air package, making the risky move, risking biscuit, if you will. Okay, Z here in the hit list. Now, currently the hit list is just outside the ruins area. They really don't have much around them to worry about. They've got the entire northern portion of pretty much locked in for themselves right now, and that's pretty nice positioning to have. What I am seeing is Wall Street bets driving into zone here and making their way closer and closer towards X-Set. I'm just curious to see if that's going to be anything. Nope, they're going to head right on down. Wall Street bet's going to continue heading southbound. X-Set and the Knights, however, going to get real close by, and it looks like an X-Set member is downed. J7 going down by a member of the Knights.
Yeah, the Knights Chico, he definitely has a DP over here. He is ready to throw a rain of fire down upon these other teams. Not going to give up. I think I did see a 4X on top of that, and we do know how people love that combo.
Oh yeah, the 4X DP is, for me, that's the only thing the 4X is ideal for. I love the, a 6X on pretty much anything, but a 4X on a DP, it's peanut butter and jelly. It's so smooth. All right, so here we have Exit not far off for members of the Panthers below them. Well, actually, they do have some space. They've got a little bit more space, especially now that Killswitch is working his way up north. However, Lazarus...
Speaking of which, the hit list, the team that had Ruins all to themselves just got bombarded by Lazarus, but was able to take it, took out Lazarus, only losing, I think, 1 member in the fight.
Yeah, J7 was a unfortunate casualty of war in that scenario. But here we have X-Set and the Knights, and I think this is going to finally be it. They square off. That battle of patience, I think, is wearing thin. And here we have Polo with a 3X AK, putting shots down towards, was that? I believe that was Ghost. And he is taken down as well.
I believe I just saw Ghost get a knock right back on X-Set. That could be a little late on the kill feed, but I believe they are getting a little aggressive back.
Well, that's absolutely fortunate. Ghost could use kill on the board now. They currently have 0 eliminations to speak of, but we know Ghost Gaming. We know how aggressive they can be. They are not ever afraid of a fight. So I think right now they're just playing the patience game and waiting for the opportunities to present themselves to them.
Yeah, not really having to worry about too many teams. Just looks like getting zone again as well. Not having to worry, just sitting on the outside, as we can see on the mini map, not having to move incredibly right now. The rest of their team also in closer in zone. They're loving this right now. Decided to stay at Pachinki, and they had a great time doing so.
All right. Tensa moving the vehicle to the warehouse here, getting a little bit of positioning.
The hit list getting zone blessed, yo. That's insane. They have not had to leave Ruins at all. I was worried that, doing that late of a rotation, if a zone came in, doing that late of a rotation, getting stuck by everybody on the outside of the zone, it might have spelled bad news for them. But at this point, they're just like Ghost. They're loving it right now. They are not worried.
Oh, we got Killswitch. He's got eyes on Wall Street bets. He's putting some shots down with or taking a little bit of damage as well, but not much in the process. He's still doing fine. And it looks like they're going to be getting a little bit of space between them now. Oh, shots being put down to Godsent. Not really finding a lot of successful connecting shots there, but VVV is all too aware of Killswitch's presence.
Shots coming down as Miss Exis just tries to rotate in, passing a couple teams. They passed Godsent. They tried to pass Exit. They have been successful in both. They're running right into Wall Street Bets, though, getting knocked as they do so. Starlight goes down. That is going to be it.
Yep. However, you know what? We got some other things going on as well. We got the Panthers about to square off with the Knights, and the Knights surrounding the Panthers. I think that's something to keep an eye out on for sure. But Killswitch scoping in on multiple members of Godsent here. All right, here we got Xenox approaching the action. He comes right into the mix. And oh, down goes another member of the Panthers. Oh, Alucard's taken down as well. Illusion was taken out by Chico there via AK, and Xenox pushing in, getting some smoke cover down, trying to cover up his teammates as best as possible.
Yeah, using these utilities in game 4 this heavily, though, might not work out in late game. They need to stay up and have these smokes, nades, everything else to stay through end game and come out on top.
Well, Swinns, while I do agree with that 100%, I do think that I feel like that might have been one of those necessary uses of smoke. I don't think that they had a whole lot of option. Oh, we got Hitless Bob and Villa going after Jag from Godsent. But you might be right, Swinns. You know, this could be one of those things you're talking about where they find themselves at a shortage of resources due to that. But we'll have to find out later on in game. But I have a feeling that they are pretty well prepared in terms of throwables, especially smokes.
Oh, yeah. I would hope so. I would definitely at least 5 smokes per player. Definitely a necessity at this point.
All right, we got Ogilvy awfully close to members of the Knights, awfully close to members of the Panthers as well. And here comes Glad, working his way up to the mix. And he is taken down right then and there by Coops with the UMP, as well as Burex. And oh, look, Xenox is down. That is elimination. Oh, my goodness. Ogilvy down to Natsuo, who's trying to stick a revive on Glass if possible. I think he's going to be just fine. He's got a little bit of space on each side here. And it looks like the surrounding teams are preoccupied.
Definitely preoccupied, but they need to move quickly. With the new zone about to come in and rotating onto these other teams, they need to get pretty much into safety now. Get a res off, get some boost while you're in the car, and get into zone.
100%. And it looks like Ghost is going after somebody. And it looks like Killswitch is also taking Godsent down a peg as well, taking Cura out of the picture, it seems. Ghost potentially working their way over to the mix as well.
Ghost is still a full 4. I want to remind you, Red, that is very crucial in these end zones right here. Staying a full 4 to the end, not having to take a fight by yourself, having that backup, knowing that your friend is right there, makes it so that confidence level is that much better, able to get these fights in, and it's just going to be a win for win.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we got Jayuya here, scoping in, 3x, DP28, putting the shots down towards members of Yo, and he does take one out. It's sheesh, taken down. All right, Boring Protocol, Fame Boys, able to make a mark on Except Polo. And Jayway as well. Oh, Jayuya, although he was able to get one, he is taken down by our Iris from Yo, Sheesh's teammate, coming for a little bit of retaliation there.
Definitely prioritizing. Yo is prioritizing zone, leaving their teammate behind. The smart play on their half, using their smokes, using all the resources they have to get onto this corner of the zone, holding this little ridge, giving themselves a pretty good advantage. The only people behind them, a knocked TP legal, and Ghost tends it to their side, not having to worry that much.
Oh my. All right, goodness gracious. We are down to 20 people alive. Just a couple of teams left and about. And Beowulf is taken down by spray from Yo. That's going to put Tensa, HH24, and Spec in an interesting position here. Will they be able to get this revive? I think HH24 is going to be the one going for it. They got a little bit of vehicle cover. Oh my. Tensa with some throwables of his own. In the distance, we see Passion Fruit, Sleepless, able to take out J-Way. And Enigma gets a knock of his own. Tinsa not giving up on those throwables. Spec is revived and back up. Ghost, once again, a full team.
Very good on their part, prioritizing that res. The smartest play that they could pull at this point, wanting to stay a full 4, like we've said, is a priority.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Tinsa with a 6x M4 with eyes on multiple members of Yo. Going after Purge. Oof. Now look at that Spec with a beautiful nade, able to take Spray down. They're going to be trading some revives in this brief moment, and look, the smoke fades at the worst time.
More smokes, I think, will go out by Yo. Don't think that they're going to leave this ridge. They love this ridge. Knocking Spec. Purge, I think he almost did. Not fully, yeah, getting him down.
He got awfully close.
To like 5% health, basically.
That might be good. That might be good. Okay, so with Spec and Tinsa down, it leaves everything up to Beowulf and HH24. HH24 getting some throwables, some smokes cover. Valak able to take Spray down. Spray is having a bit of a rough ending here. All right, we are just left with a tiny cluster here, Swinns. Just a little bit of room for all these teams here. We're down to Boring Protocol, Passion Fruit, Ghost, the Hit List, Ogilvy, Exet, and Yo.
And as we saw yesterday, these hill advantages have given a lot of teams what they need. Ghost had this hill advantage. They decided to come down a little bit, maybe give it up. The hit list has some great corners on him. Spec getting knocked and thirsted by the hit list, I think. As I'm talking about it, Ghost may be wanting to stay up on that hill just like they were, not giving up that opportunity to have eyes on everybody below them.
The Spain Boys was able to get Spec there with that M16. All right, there's Fate going after Echo. HH24 taking Spray down yet again, and this time Ogilvy come in for a third party, finishing Sprays off. And there's Z taken right out of the equation. But by who? By Valak from Boring Protocol, M4.
You know, what's crazy is, as I was just saying about this hill advantage, the hit list just went and basically took Ghost's spot after they've been eliminated, went and basically said, nah, this is ours. You guys gave it up and we're going to take it back. Having control of the zone as well.
Yeah, real estate is very important come in-game. And that is an elimination on Yo. Okay, we see Fate scoping in with a 3x M4 towards Bob and Billa from the hit list. Side's better on it, says the shot might not be clean.
Interesting play right here. Valak and Fate pretty close together, but in this field, gonna have to take a pretty hard position. And as people know, fields are not the best. You get a hay barrel and a car. It's not really ideal at that point, especially when there's a team above you sitting on this hill and a team right next to you. PS, Passion Fruit, Sleepless, just chilling, not moving, trying to get placement points for his team.
Well, I think it's more than just trying to get placement points. I think he's hoping for the hit list and Boring to have at one another. Because they're both two-person teams, you know, and all he's got to do is just wait for the right time to strike. He has a solo, that's your best bet. Wait for them to go after one another and come in for a third party at what's left. Pick off the remainder.
Definitely start evening out the odds a little bit, not having to worry about losing any of your health or any of your resources.
Oh my goodness, Valak taken down by the zone. And that is an elimination on Boring Protocol. We are down to a 1v2. Sleepless has the opportunity he was hoping for. The best odds he's going to get, if he can get one knock, it'll be a fair fight. But we'll have to see Jachi driving around, leaving Bob and Billa. Oh, he's spotted, and that is what?
Missed. He missed him.
Goodness, I can't believe it. And Sleepless is able to get Jack.
Takes up.
Oh my goodness. What a close one. And you have to give it up. Sleepless getting close there. He was running on a sliver of health, so it's understandable that he was taken down. But what a performance there. I can't believe that he was able to dodge that bug. I thought it was going to hit him for sure. But ultimately, guys, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, that was crazy. I honestly thought he was gonna get taken down by that buggy too. There's no, he had to move just by the slightest inch and not get hit. He must have felt so confident, popped up, started taking those shots, able to knock one, almost got the other. Like you said, that sliver of health, if he had just a little bit more, he really might have had that fight and got that win.
Absolutely. But in the end, ultimately, the hit list is going to be taking the dub for round 1. And not even a slight dub. They're taking it with 13 kills, Swinns. 13. 8 of those 13 came from Bob and Villa alone. In second place, we've got Passion Fruit. And they're going to grab that with 2 kills. Boring Protocol coming in third this go around with 7. In fourth, we've got Yo with 4 kills. Ogilvy going to claim 5th place with 7. Coming up in 6th, we've got Ghost Gaming with 4. 7th place is going to belong to Xset with 3 kills. 8th place is belong to the Panthers, and they're going to take that with 3. Wall Street Bets grabbing 9th place with 2 kills. We got Dope Esports grabbing 10th, but with a big fat pro kills. 11th is going to go to Godsent with 1 kill from Kira. We got 12th place going to the Knights. I like this. 4 kills total, 1 kill per person. Everybody eats. 13th belongs to Mezexis with 2. Lazarus, 14th with 5. 15th is going to go to the Illuminati. Unfortunate 0. And that's that. So, Swinns, what an intense first round for Erangel. What are your thoughts?
I think it was definitely a lot better than we saw yesterday. You know, first game yesterday, everybody kind of really took it slow, really felt out the waters, didn't want to take any rash decisions right off the rip. And today we are seeing teams come in a lot more aggressively, knowing what they want to do, knowing the kind of placement they want to take, and executing it very well.
I'll say that for certain teams as well, you know, but I will also notice that I've noticed a little bit of more hesitancy, I feel like. I've noticed that Ghost Gaming is not, you know, going out on the all-out aggressive like they were yesterday, and I don't think that that's a mistake either. I think they know exactly what they're doing. They are realizing that, hey, we've got some decent placement here, but let's just let these numbers dwindle down a little bit more before we get too carried away. And, you know, we've seen Ghost. They know how to handle that aggressive situation time and time again. So no one's questioning that. They just needed to let these numbers dwindle down a little bit. And I think fortune favored them in the end. They were able to take decent placement, 6th place. But anyways, guys. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Well, anyways, guys, we're going to be back in about 8 minutes with round 205. Then we saw how these players fared in Erangel, but let's see how they do in the desert and the more open, larger maps. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching this. We're going to be back in about 8 to 10. This is the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitational featuring the North America PMPL teams. We'll be back soon, guys.
Wasn't just some army of love. Baby, we just losing control. Without it all feeling like lost. I need some more, I need some more. I need it again. 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 Wasn't just some army of love. Baby, we just losing control. Without it all feeling like lost. I need some more, I need some more. I need it again. I need it again. I need it again. I need it again. You holding up the wall, white t-shirt on. Tell me you're alone. I'll take the chance. Whoa, the night is young. Wanna have some fun? Do you like what I got on? It's time to dance. Don't fight the feeling. Let's get revealing. Show me the moves you got. Yeah. Don't leave me hanging. The music's banging. I'll show you mine. Just watch. Yeah, take that. It's time to hit the dance floor. You holding up the wall, white t-shirt on. Tell me you're alone. I'll take the chance. Whoa, the night is young. Wanna have some fun? Do you like what I got on? It's time to dance. Gotta what you say.
Buddy, welcome back, and so happy to have you here. This is round 2 of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals featuring the North American PMPL teams. This is day 2 of 19. And Swinns, we saw an amazing first performance in Erringil, but I am curious how things are going to translate over to the big map, Miramar.
You know, yesterday we saw some really interesting zones, some really interesting zone shifts. I'm interested to see how today is going to turn out for these teams. We saw a lot of people really playing the areas, the ridges. It's going to be interesting to see if we have any kind of real Los Leones circles, Picado circles, anything like that. We're going to see a lot of different gameplay come out of these players than what we saw yesterday. So definitely an interesting thing.
Absolutely. This is a very, very sniper heavy map. The thing about Miramar that I'll say is that it's the largest map that we have in the game. So right away, you know that the odds of two teams landing next to each other just might be a little bit slimmer just due to the sheer size of the map. It's also, as we said, the most open map, so the odds of you being sniped from 300 meters away are just exponentially higher. And the third thing I think that it's important to mention about this map is that it's so large that it finds itself almost entirely on the flight path. I don't know what sort of.
The flight paths, yeah. Flight paths definitely, honestly, depend on how the Miramar game will always go. Because a lot of these teams, if they can't get to where they need to go, they will have to contest another team for loot at that point, making it really harder, cutting off people from getting their players as a full forward to the end game, which we have seen be very, be very actually necessary for the end game.
And I'll tell you, I'm going to make some early beginning game predictions here, Swinns. I'm going to guess that Ghost Gaming is going to drop Picado or the Hacienda del Patron area. That's my guess for them. I think that they might actually be met with a little confrontation this time around. We'll see.
Honestly, that's what I was going to say. Hacienda is my guess for them. I think that's going to be their main spot. I'm interested to see really how these zones are going to shift. Really, like I said, yesterday's games were really interesting. If it gets really even just center, we're not going to see a lot of hardcore confrontations right off the rip. Like you said, it'll be an end game fight. So very, very relied upon the playing path.
All right. Well, you know, with that being said, let's see what we're working with here.
Ooh.
Well, the players are absolutely feeling this one. Not in a good way either. They are left with a very southern-oriented zone. It's going to absolutely limit and infringe upon their potential drop spots. I'm going to say potential hotspots at this stage: Picado, Leones, Valle del Mar. Maybe might even get someone trying to jump the far distance off to Pozo, but we'll have to see. We do have some early jumpers though.
Might see some people go down even towards Los Higos, even though that's not really an area that is played so much. With a plane path like this, they might want to take that area up and see if they get lucky with a zone and just guess and go with it, as the other term would be spray and pray, but not in the sense of actually shooting.
Well, we see Nova looking like they're going to take a kind of a spread out approach, just grabbing these coastal compounds nearby Puerto Paricio. And look where Ghost Gaming is headed. I don't want to say I told you so, but Picado going to Ghost, but not Ghost alone potentially. It looks like Illuminati might be dropped. They're not too far off from Syndicate members either, or the hit list. I'm very curious to see if Ghost gets some company early on.
Kind of interesting that most of these teams are taking the lower part of the map. I mean, Plane Path kind of forced that, but at the same time, I'm surprised we're not seeing a lot more people hitting El Hazar, Cruz de Val, like areas that we know have good loot, good cars, places that you want to be, could take that easy rotation into the north side of zone, giving themselves areas like Crater Fields, water treatment, El Pozo, like we said, completely open.
Well, I think El Azahar might be one of those places that requires a vehicle to get to, given where the plane path is at. And it looks like maybe Lazarus might even be heading down that path, or up that path, I guess would be a better way of phrasing that. They certainly are slowly heading northbound, grabbing little clusters of buildings as they work their way around. But that does leave us with a little bit of a spread here for our early game. And you know what, I remember what I was saying, Swinns, is that this really is to be expected on larger maps. And this is the largest map that we have in the game to work with. So more so on this map than any other.
Looks like we are tuning in though down into Los Leones, where we do have two teams gonna take kind of like an urban area angle towards this fight, hoping that they don't have to do much. Knights in the upper area of Los Leones do have advantage of zone. Gonna try to keep that, maybe gatekeep Wall Street Bets as they do so, keeping down Wall Street Bets. You know, I think yesterday they were pretty consistent in the fight. So if they are able to take them out early today in the second game, that is going to give them an advantage. Maybe put Wall Street Bets even down a little bit on the list.
Absolutely. That's one of the teams that you're going to want to take down a peg. Absolutely. But Wall Street Bets was able to secure a win yesterday. And here's the thing. I like the positions the Knights have gatekeeping if they are going to gatekeep Wall Street Bets, because that leaves Wall Street with maybe one or two options, to flank south, which will put them in range of the Panthers, or to flank up, which is going to make them go right by Nova and Godson. And I think that leaves somewhat of a slight disadvantage here to start off the game.
Definitely a disadvantage. Hopefully they can use some of this terrain to their advantage, maybe to get out of there. We will see though. I definitely think I see the rest of Wall Street Bets starting to move in a little bit. Kinga just trying to get some loot here. Doesn't have a full health kit yet, so I don't know if he wants to really decide to take a fight.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see here. I'm not thinking that he's looking for the confrontation just yet, so much as just trying to get better equipped. But he does have reasonably decent armor. He's got himself a UMP. He's got himself an M4. He's looking fairly strong for an early game scenario. Not to mention 6-7 boosts and a first aid. Yeah, he's looking very strong for a very early stage of Miramar.
Baba with the M24 ready to get some sniper shots. Like you were saying, those long distance shots, I love those shots. Those are my favorite, honestly. Those one shot, one knock, beautiful. I love it.
I will say if there's one thing that can compare to the feeling of watching and spectating a good tier 1 nade kill, it's watching a good sniper shot.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Those nade kills, yo. Yesterday we saw some beautiful bombing too. By who was that? Was that oh my gosh. I'm totally gonna space on their name right now because I'm so hype about it. But they were doing some amazing work, just nade after nade, molly after molly, took out a team with no problem. It was amazing to see.
I'm not sure which scenario we're talking about. I just remember so many teams were just absolutely dominating with nades yesterday. Certain scenarios where it absolutely clutched the win. I also see something happening potentially very, very shortly. A little counter between Yo and Ogilvy could be in the works. Ogilvy just outside of El Pozo, which is being guarded by Yo. Oh, but here we have the Knights and Syndicate. It looks like one member of Syndicate in particular, Rad, just being driven by Alucard and Chico. Okay. Speaking of King A, looks like he and the Wall Street Bet Boys are going to be taking the multiple vehicle approach, working their way directly into zone. And as the Knights withdrew from their little gatekeeping position, now the Knights are right up in the midst of Syndicate.
Smart move though. Those 4 vehicle plays, you do not want to have your whole team taken down by one instance. Making it so much better is by doing is taking this strategy, making it so that they are going to be able to stay, away from trouble. If somebody does crash a compound and ends up being unfortunate, they're going to be able to get out of there, rotate just fine, and stay, together at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. I see 2 potential confrontations right now, and it looks like Ghost Gaming is putting shots down towards 19 towards 2 of our big heavy hitters here. I'm curious to see if that's going to end up resulting in anything. And also, I see the Knights very sandwiched in between the B-Town boys and Syndicate. Oh, but here we have King A putting some shots down. 4x on an M4. Not finding a lot of connecting shots there.
Yeah, speaking of not connecting shots, everybody that we have so far is still a full 4. The beginning of this game has been very slow. We know now that we are going to see some great action at this end of the game, but very interesting to see how many of these teams are going to stay up as a full 4. I'm really interested in it, actually.
Yeah, I think, a part of that boils down to, wanting the numbers to dwindle down. I think part of it boils down to just the sheer size of Miramar. However, you might be onto something here because they didn't have a very opportunistic flight path to begin with. They were pretty limited in terms of drop spots for a map this large. But I do think that certain teams in here kind of thrive off that early aggression.
Yeah, definitely off the early aggression, even the early rotations too. A lot of teams are going to take that into clutch, getting into the middle of zone when they need to, being able to make it before other teams, making it so that they have that kind of key over everybody, not having to worry about running into other people. People running into them is better than the other option.
Now look, we could have a potential four-way confrontation between the Beatdown Boys, Knights, Syndicate, and the Hit List. Not to mention Syndicate has Nova moving around just behind him.
Interesting play we have right here too. We have B-Town taking that hill advantage like they did yesterday, kind of right over Syndicate. Syndicate not having eyes on them, focusing on Knights right now, trying to make sure that they do not get side flanked from any kind of position. Also, though, Nova right on their tail. They are going to have to do a kind of split right now to make sure that they can stay safe, stay clear, stay good.
Sorry, just one moment. All right. So, yeah, Syndicate does have a bit of space in each side. I'm glad we are left with a little bit of a spread in terms of the map here. But the Hitless and Illuminati look like they might be about to face off against one another. I see AC trying to drive around away from, nope, driving towards members of the hit list with Mango. Not far off. And here we have it. They think they've caught scent of the hit list and are trying to better think a way out of it. And so they decide, maybe let's not keep that direction. Let's get out to see if we can get an angle on them. Maybe a knock. We'll see how we take it from there.
Illuminati, very interesting position right here. Split up a 2v2 with the hit list right above them, a 3. Jat G kind of right next to him also on the hill over. Going to be able to give him that side cover that they need to make sure that they do not be able to get that push up the hill towards his teammates. Great play by the hit list.
And here we have Nova and Syndicate, too close for comfort to one another. I apologize, I do not know how to say this guy's name, but he is posting with a UMP M4 combo. Looking for this. Oh, AZ going down at the hands of Russell from Boring Protocol. And you can count on that being... Oh, here's some retaliation by Illuminati's teammates. We got Lan, Mango, and King Hua coming in. And Lan downed. Oh my goodness. And that is an elimination on the Illuminati.
Just like that.
In a matter of seconds, they went from being a strong force to just eliminated, decimated, and flattened.
Well, we did see yesterday, Bad Protocol, they did love these hills, so Illuminati should have known at some point that they might have ran into some trouble coming up on a hill. Bad Protocol saw that hill, they went straight for it, and they conquered it. Now holding it to themselves, they're going to have a great advantage sitting right outside of the new, or not new zone, in the old zone, waiting for the new zone to come in.
We are, of course, referring to Boring Protocol here, guys. Boring Protocol. All right, Syndicate not far off from Nova either. Well, we see Shifan here. Oh, Beowulf able to get a mini knock on Bray from Yo. Ooh, speaking of minis, we got Wap here with a mini of his own. 4X intact on it, ready to get a shot on Nova if the moment presents itself. Just waiting. Playing the patience game. And here we go. Beowulf. Not finding a lot of success there. Now he's rocking himself an M4 mini combo, finding himself entirely reliant upon 5-5. All right, let's have a look at this map. Okay, so Syndicate and Nova, very close by. Actually, one member of Nova particularly, but we have a reasonable spread elsewhere. Not a lot of teams inside the zone just yet, so I think we're going to get some action coming up very shortly. And here's Tensa putting the shots down with that M4 towards Shifen. And here comes the Ghost Gang rolling up aggressively, just for an annihilation on Shifen.
Memory does look like he's going to get out there, maybe anchor some position for themselves, knowing that he's just got basically all of his team taken from him besides Rin. He is not happy.
Yeah. And here we see the Knights driving by members of Ghost. Beowulf wasting no time and applying the pressure onto him, giving them some warning shots more than anything. Said, hey, this area is claimed. Oh, Beowulf now with eyes on Yo. And if you'll notice, Ghost is actually, once again, doing what we were talking about pre-game, I guess, where they split up. They're close by enough to one another, but they're spread out enough to the point where they could square off a little sector for themselves.
HH24 has a beautiful flank on Yo. Decided to get up this hill, knowing that his team might have some pressure. Got a knock for his team. Gonna be able to secure some points, hopefully. Maybe they might get aggressive on this. Sheesh, though, taking off, like we said, for that anchor position, does not want to stay in this fight. Has to get some points for his team.
Yeah, and I think we just saw Beowulf from Ghost make a crucial error. He pushed right on into the town and was met head-on by a full squad. Did not fare out so well for him, but luckily, the remainder of Ghost is still up and about.
Tensa's stuck down there in that city with the rest of these two teams. Syndicated Knights surrounding him. He's by himself. Yo!
Yes. Tensa finds himself in a bit of a predicament here. And what do you do in that scenario? Well, you want to play the numbers game. Oh, the hit list eliminated with only 2 kills to their name.
The waiting game, I believe we did see, was it 19E and B-Town yesterday? In boot camp, they took that sitting position, waiting for the numbers to kind of dwindle down, waiting to hopefully not get found in those little compounds. Staying dead silent is kind of exactly what Tensa wants to do right now.
Absolutely. I'm also noticing that the hit list is up against members of multiple members, actually. They're dealing with Yo on one side, they're dealing with Ogilvy on the other, and not to mention Wall Street Bets applying distance fire onto them. Yo is in quite a predicament. Spray driving right into trouble here. And Purge, oh my goodness, that is an elimination on Yo. Purge able to take down Glass, but immediately suffers a retaliation immediately after. And here we see Pro Era doing some work on 19 Esports as well. Haven't seen a lot from Pro Era so far this game, so I'm curious to see where they're going to take it. They don't have any kills to their name yet. They could definitely use one. In doing so, firing at members of 19 Esports, they have gotten the attention of Boring Protocol. And there's Acer with a beautiful knock on Hugh. The Knights dealing with Syndicate, as you previously mentioned as well. We've got multiple confrontations unwinding as we speak.
It's like you said, the end games, yo, we didn't see anybody going for any fights. Everybody was a full 4. I think in still Circle 2, we had everybody is still a full 4. Everybody's still up. And now we are seeing just fight after fight after fight at this point. People just know now at this point that that is how it goes, yo. There is no more examples that we can give.
Absolutely. All right, so I see Boring Protocol working their way southbound into City. They're going to have to trade. They're driving by members of 19 each, and members of Ghost. Not too far off from the Knights either. And here we have the B-Town boys with trying to get angles on Wall Street Bets or Syndicate. And Syndicate dealing with a little trouble on their own as we see the Knights getting a knock on them.
You're just talking about third parties. Looks like Boring Protocol is coming for that third party. You know, these third parties can be very clutch in these late circles. Knowing that that's going to give you new position, knowing that that's going to dwindle down the numbers for you, very, very, very high plays.
And you're right, Boring Protocol is coming in with a beautiful third party. They're able to take down HH4 as well. However, it is down to Valak and Fameboys at this stage. All right, currently we're tuned into the B-Town. We still have Peaceful trying to get an overwatch on members of Syndicate. He's got himself that Scar L AK. And here we have it. Boring Protocol, Fameboys versus Acer.
Nade has gone out. Yeah.
And that is an elimination on Ogilvy.
Getting them a 13th place, though, not too bad down on the list.
All right, Fameboys makes his move. And it is good. 19 Esports is eliminated as a result. Fameboys gets Acer with the M4. Oh, and all the while, Ghost Gaming squaring off against the Knights. Ghost is down to just Tensa alone. Tensa barely able to hang on to life. And Syndicate pushing up into the mix as well. Boring Protocol coming in for a third yet again. They are the kings of the third party in this round. And
definitely giving us great examples of it.
There's Coops getting the finish on Tensa and thus a finish on Ghost Gaming. All the while, Lazarus and Godsend dealing with one another atop the hill. My curiosity is wondering if Boring Protocol wants to go in for yet another third-party attempt.
I think that they do at this point. They have been confident getting these third parties back to back to back. They are feeling themselves. They are feeling good. Knowing that they can accomplish these third parties, especially holding the ridges like they have been, I think that they can accomplish it.
Yeah. And here we have the Knights going after Syndicate, all the while Lazarus making their way towards Boring Protocol. We're about to have a square out right here. Joey with the MG3, my favorite gun in the game. 7.62 light machine gun is no joke.
They shouldn't have put it in there. They honestly, it's just not fair. I've been wiped by it so many times, it's just not fair, yo.
You say it's not fair, but for players like me who really need it. All right.
No.
Syndicate returning the favor on the Knights, but in doing so, have gotten the attention of the Town Boys as we see Peaceful focusing in on Rad with a 4x Scar L, taking Rad down to just about 5-10% health, and there is a knock with a beautiful spray from Peaceful Scar L. And that is it for Boring Protocol. Eliminated in 8th place. Now, it's interesting, we still have 3 full teams up out of the 8 or 7 remaining teams. We've got some dwindlers. Knights down to just 1 remaining member, and Syndicate is wiped.
Not a surprise, though. A lot of these teams that we saw yesterday or today stay in a full 4 are the same teams that we saw yesterday stay a full 4 till a lot of the end of these fights, especially Lazarus, Wall Street Bets, Nova especially. A lot of yesterday still a full 4 until the end, so it is not to be surprised that they're still as they are right now.
I think that boils down to just strategy, you know? I think that they were ready to kind of let these numbers dwindle down, but if you take notice of the B-Town boys, you know, they've already got 2 kills to their name. They're not hanging out entirely from the action, but they're not diving head first into it. Not until this endgame scenario. That's when they're really ready to shine. And B-Town boys, as we've seen over the previous week, just one of the most phenomenal teams that we've got. That's not playing favorites. That's just understanding rankings.
Lazarus, though, sitting up here on this hill with 7 kills already to their name. Great positioning, too. They're going to have a great zone if they can rotate in at the right time and take out BT boys. B-Town boys? BT boys?
Yeah, well, they're realistically called B-Town. I just call them the B-Town boys because it has a ring to it.
It sounds nice. It does.
Yeah. Kind of makes me feel like they're one of those like little musical gangs from Greece.
I was gonna say that little pop group, the B-Town.
All right, here we go. Lazarus Telly putting the shots down with the Scar L 6x combo towards the B-Town. Oh, and Peaceful is taken down right there and then by... I didn't see who exactly. My apologies. Oh, he's taken down by Wall Street Bets King A. And look at Lazarus Spears coming right up into the mix. Knights being eliminated, leaving us down to just 5 teams, and no more full teams remain. We've got 3 teams of 2, 2 teams of 3. Lazarus, go ahead.
Lot of resources going to be used in these end fights right here. A lot of smokes, as we see, gonna get thrown out. A lot of nades gonna start to go out as well. People just trying to frag out, do their thing.
Ooh, Telly with a beautiful eye here on Drago. Or pardon me, that is Wall Street Bets King A. I have bad resolution here. No, it's Drago and King.
Oh yeah, I think it was Drago.
Yeah, my apologies. And
Nade.
Telly taking quite a hit. Oh,
Not before tossing a nade out though and getting BT Drake. He knew he was right there under the hill and just lightly whoop, got him right then and there.
It was a beautiful execution there. Tuning into the Panthers are down to Legal and Illusion. Illusion is facing a tough go here as he tries to get away. He is taken down to almost no health. And that is probably it. Almost. Let's see. He's still see his character there, but Telly is not going to waste too much of an opportunity there. Illusion is granted the opportunity to heal, though, to my pride.
Lazarus now at 12 kills. Telly is coming for Illusion, holding the top of this hill. Nade is going to go out. Beautiful nade.
And Lazarus is just one of those teams that really can keep the aggression on for a full match. Never letting the pressure off.
Very important. It's making the Panthers sweat for sure.
Yeah. Panthers reduced down to just Legal now, as their teammate is knocked. Spears now redirecting his attention to Wall Street Bets. It's a battle of throwables at this point.
Hopefully they didn't use... Yeah, hopefully they didn't use too many mollies because those are so clutch. They're like the silent nades.
Not to mention, you don't have to cook them up.
Yes, oh my gosh. That's the one reason I don't nade. I cannot cook a nade for my life.
All right, Baba, putting some more smoke cover down. We are down to 3 teams. It's a 3v1. Lazarus, Wall Street Bets, and the Panthers. Panthers is just a one-person team of Legal. And his best bet would be just to lay low and hope these 2 teams with one another. However, the fates did not align for the Panthers for that go-around, as Legal is eliminated by Lazarus, I believe.
Lazarus, man, they are getting themselves these kills. I don't even know how many they have at this point, but they are just aggressive in this end game.
Well, I believe Lazarus is just one of those teams that they're going to keep the pressure on 24/7 when they feel they got momentum, they're going to ride it. And they're riding in 14 kills right now, so you bet they're feeling strong.
Oh, yeah. Perfect molly. Almost gets Baba. I think it touched his feet.
Missed Baba by the hair on his chin, really. I mean, I'm
By
afraid
the
he
shoelaces.
makes too much of a crawl backwards, he's going to be set on fire. But luck was in his favor, for sure.
Lazarus just using all the throwables that they can, trying to find out where this other team is. Not really sure that Wall Street Bets is maybe right above them.
And Wall Street Bets is able to take down Telly and take G3 down to about a quarter health. This could be the chance they need to even the odds. Actually, the odds are past even. The odds are now in the favor of the Wall Street Bets. Lazarus at a slight number disadvantage here.
Interestingly enough, though... Oh, no, you go ahead.
Well, here's G3 really utilizing the terrain here.
I was going to honestly say that about Wall Street Bets. As you can see, each member using their own ridge to their advantage. We got Drago, King A, and Baba all kind of split, but not being too isolated right now. Going to give themselves an advantage to move around.
Absolutely. And I think that that's a great strategy for this end game. You don't want to be taken out in one spray. You might be able to take one of us down, but there's two more left of us. And you're not
Exactly.
going to solve it. Baba, going to use this opportunity to try to get full boosted. Now, keep in mind, Wall Street Bets does have the advantage here. The numbers are in their favor. And here we go. There's the takedown, and there is the finish. Lazarus eliminated Wall Street Bets with their second win in 2 days. Man, they're going to grab first place with a very healthy, even 10 kills between 3 players. Great work. 6 of those kills came from Drago alone. So he's definitely going to be getting the MVP title for his team for that. But look at this. Lazarus taking second place with no small change at all. 14 kills to their name. Beautiful work. In the end, the numbers were slightly in Wall Street Bets' favor, and I think Wall Street Bets knew exactly how to capitalize on Lazarus in that particular scenario. But Lazarus is still hanging in there very strong, getting great placement points and great kills. The Panthers are going to come in third with 3. In fourth, we've got Nova claiming that with 1 kill from memory. Coming in fifth, we got the B-Town Boys with 2 kills, 1 from Peaceful, 1 from Drake. Sixth place, we've got the Knights with 5. Seventh goes to Syndicate with 2 kills, both of which are from Brad alone. The Boring Protocol claiming 8th this go around with 5 kills. Pro Era in 9th with 2. Coming in 10th, we got Godsent with 1 kill from Jag. 11th place belongs to Ghost Gaming with 2 kills, 1 from Beowulf, 1 from HH24. The boys in 19E gonna grab 12th this go around with 3 kills. Ogilvy in 13th with 1 kill per person, 4 kills total. Everybody eats. 14th goes to the Hit List with 3 kills, all of which are from Z. 15th going to Yo with 1 kill from Purge. And 16th and last place is going to go to the Illuminati with 0 kills to their name.
Congratulations, Wall Street Bets. Great win on their end.
What an amazing performance on their end. And I think that you brought up just such a great point. Their ending strategy was, they claimed off sector of land for themselves, spaced out just enough. Everyone had a nice little hill advantage with a divot. They weren't going to give Lazarus too much of an opportunity. They said, if you're going to take your head out, you might get one of us, but you can bet the other 2 of us are firing.
Well, I mean, not only that, but if one sticks their head out, they were pretty close together at that point. If one stuck their head out, that might give away their positioning perfectly to somebody right above on Overwatch. A perfect nade at that point could have ended them. They really had to decide what they were going to do at that point, peek what angles, decide where they were going to stay. I think that, like we said, Wall Street Bets, they just did a perfect kind of pin right there and really had them.
That's an absolutely amazing performance on Wall Street Bets, and the second time we've seen them take a win in 2 days. I'm curious to see how they will ride this momentum moving forward, especially moving forward to a completely different landscape. Because we were just on big open desert. Let's go to the complete opposite and see what it's like on a small condensed jungle. I'm talking Sandhawk for round 3. We'll be back in about 8 minutes, guys. This is the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitational. Oh, I'm sorry, repeat that?
Leaderboard. We have a new leaderboard up for you guys, actually. Super excited.
We are getting a late leaderboard here, and we just got that news coming through the feed, so let's wait for that, I guess. Oh, my goodness. So right now, Lazarus getting a nice, healthy lead for the day here. 19 kills total. Hitless grabbing second so far, and in the standings, Wall Street Bets is actually third. I'm a little bit surprised by that.
That's crazy. Yeah,
it absolutely is. And look at the gap between Wall Street Bets and Boring Protocol. It's not a big gap at all. They both are riding 12 kills. Ogilvy trailing behind with 11 kills. It's a very close game here between third place and 5th place there. 6th place going to the Panthers with 6 kills. The Knights riding 7th place with 9. Passion Fruit hanging in there with 2 kills in 8th place. Yo in 9th with 5. And Ghost Gaming riding 10th currently with 6.
You know what's crazy? dope. One of the teams that we saw yesterday performing consistently in the top 10, they did not have an easy first or second game today. They might not have what we saw yesterday with such luck and all what they had, and karma and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're definitely having a much more difficult start than they did for round one of yesterday. But I will also remember that Miramar does not seem to be Dope's strong point. Just because yesterday in Miramar, I believe they might have gotten last place as well for round two. So if that is the case, maybe that's something to work on moving forward, getting to know the terrain a little bit better, and building a strategy specific to them. But with that being said, guys, we are going to be back in about 8 to 10-ish minutes with round 3 of our 5-round scrim night. These are the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals, day 2 of 19. Stick around, guys. Alrighty, everybody, we are back for round 3 of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals, day 2 of 19. Round 3 is going to be a Sandhawk, and we were talking about at the end of last match, Twins, it's going to be a completely different strategy last match.
Oh, I'm so ready for it.
Absolutely. This is our smallest map that we've got in the game. Technically, Lippic and Karrakin are smaller, but for scrimmages, this is the smallest map that we're working with, meaning that the odds of 2 teams landing next to each other is just automatically going to be higher, just because not a lot of places to go in comparison to a map like Miramar. But however, this is also the most condensed map, and what do I mean by that? It's the most lush in vegetation, meaning that there's more natural cover to take, more grass to hide inside, and trees and boulders to hide behind, so you need to be alert for a higher number of snakes than usual. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and get into it and see what we're working with. Yeah. And okay. Now, this is an interesting flight path, but you know what the best part about Sandhawk is, Twins, is that the flight path really is that significant. The map is so small that you can pretty much get anywhere you want just by deploying your chute early enough. And as we can see, Ghost doing exactly what Ghost usually does, going to claim hotspot all to themselves. This round is going to be Paradise, and for flying above them, it's going to head past. Looks like Pro Era and Dope might be running into each other potentially. However, Pro Era is going to be falling back across the river, maybe not. Something that does look like a potential confrontation to keep an eye out on immediately will be between the B-Town boys and members of 19 Esports at boot camp. But tuning in here, we got the hit list very close by, members of Godsent, and it looks like Godsent is feeling the heat of it already. Now that BVV is already knocked, leaving it up to Trey, Kura, and Jag.
You know, as you said too, one of the interesting positions that we're seeing right now, Jag's snaking around these rocks. One of the advantages of Sandhawk that Miramar really doesn't give you, this grass and the rock, the huge boulders, rocks, whatever you want to call them at this point, really give you that kind of cover, as you can see, for him to get this flank right here, a very important flank for the rest of his team to really come in and get aggressive.
Absolutely. But keep in mind how early game this is. You got to understand, these players are not very well looted at this stage, or most of them aren't. And I think that's a safe bet. But yeah, we do see Jet G approaching closer and closer. He does have himself an M72, but remember what I was saying about not being very well equipped? He does not have lick of armor to his name.
Yeah, not looking like he really does. Pretty outfit, but no armor.
Yeah. Well, he's got eyes on Trey, and this could be it. And he does get a beautiful knock with that M762 by Trey before being taken down himself. This time by Kura of Godsent. Jag is down as well. Oh my goodness. So here we have Z able to heal up. It's down to Trickster, Bob, and Villa in the hit list. Bob and Villa going to try to stick a revive if possible. And it looks like they're going to be doing that just fine. Godsent is the close by members are knocked. And that's a finish on Trey.
The rest of the team, though, was able to back off. Kira had that upper hill advantage, was trying to take shots on keeping their team off the push. Unfortunately, was not able to, but is able to get a res right here. An important play, keeping them still a 2v4, at least not a 1v4 in this fight.
Absolutely. Oh, I am keeping a close eye in the distance. While we are watching this fight, keeping a close eye on the B-Town boys and 19 East just clinging in boot camp. However, they do have a couple buildings in between them. So right now, this is what we should be watching. Godsent does make some shots towards Bob and Billa. No connecting hits, though. Hitless already with 2 kills to their name, having a great start. Still a full squad up.
Starting to split out a little bit, trying to do some hunting.
Yeah, I like it. A little fan out and get aggressive. And there's just so much natural cover to take on this map that I think that it's strategically advantageous to them.
Without a doubt.
Hitless currently leading the kill feed with 2 kills, B-Town with 1.
I think we did have a little bit of aggression over in boot camp. Looks like 19E is already missing one of their members as well. Don't know if they started like that or if that's how they've ended up.
I'm pretty sure that that's probably how they ended up, I'd imagine. All right. But elsewhere, we are actually left with a surprising spread. We talk about there being these moments of passiveness, these little pockets of time in between, but you'll find that less and less on maps like Sandhawk. However, these things do happen. But the phrasing that I always say is a more passive early game means a more action-packed mid or in game. That never so applies than when it happens on Sandhawk.
Definitely, Sandhawk, we usually see a lot more fights. Right now, everybody, with the playing path we had, the zone favoring the top left northern part, everybody really just trying to get some positioning. I think the IGLs at this point are trying to really get a feel for where teams are, who's been fighting, where the zone's going to go before they make any rash decisions on what they're going to do.
I think you're absolutely right. And didn't we are talking about letting that numbers game dwindle down as well? Before you get too aggressive, remember that this is a long haul fight. You got 19 days of these. So you got to be in it with a bit of patience.
Yeah, this is definitely a marathon, not a sprint. These teams, the consistency is key, but a couple of good days versus a couple of bad days are really going to make that deciding factor.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what I'm seeing is I'm seeing Syndicate and the Panthers, Ason and Illusion together at Camp Bravo. Never mind, Illusion's going to fall in a way. It looks like Nova might be squaring off with Ogilvy. They get a knock on a member of Ogilvy. And it looks like they're going to use that opportunity to clutch in.
Oh, trying to. The advantage of the terrain is not favoring Ogilvy right now, being stuck in this little ditch.
You're absolutely right. And here we have Khan putting some shots down, 3x QBZ towards Nova, taking a very minimal damage in return. He's going to push up aggressively. He's got a nade cooking out, ready and waiting to go. What are words? Here we go. That's not going to connect. Rin with a beautiful dodge, just anticipating that nade. And he's got himself a UMP. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you can go ahead.
He's got a UMP out, ready and waiting, and that is such a formidable close range weapon here.
The rest of the team came up very quickly.
And Rin taken down by Natsuo. I was sure he had it, but ultimately, oh goodness, we have an elimination on Ogilvy. So Memory and Shifin are going to pull through, and the full squad will be revived.
Yeah, GG's to them on that fight. They really took that how they needed to.
I think that the closest confrontation that leaves us with would be between Esports and B-Town. Now, my concern with a standoff like this, where you have both teams have building cover more than likely, is that they both might be waiting for the approach and advancement from the other team. They're waiting for the other team to make themselves vulnerable. Now, that's completely understandable, very intelligent. But if both teams are, doing that, exercising the same strategy, that could drag on for a while. As we saw, these two teams did land with each other from the get-go, and not a lot of kills have happened between them yet so far. I believe one.
Yesterday, we did see Xset control boot camp for literally probably more than half the game. They're sitting.
Entirety.
Yeah, pretty much until they needed to leave the area, really, which is when they had a harder time with it. They are kind of sitting right above boot camp. I think they do know teams are down there. They do not want to go and really take this. Maybe going to try to get a third party and recontrol boot camp, seeing that it is still in our new zone.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? If we're not tuned into the B-Town, then we got to be tuned into Syndicate and the Panthers, so close to by one another. We got Ovo here. He is prone, ready, and waiting. perched with a AK-47 out and waiting.
A little spread out though. Syndicate gonna have a hard time. Isolations are the key in this game. And as we can see, one of their members has been left alone with the Panthers. Don't know if they're going to try to keep the fight, maybe distract them from going after their team. Might be the best play for them at this point.
Swinns, you are so right, and I actually hadn't noticed just how far off Ovo was from his team. Syndicate was quite spread out, and now they seem to be regrouping without him. But however, the Panthers are moving northbound and away from him. So, B-Town looking like they might be trying to fall to the outskirts of boot camp here. And if so, that would leave them, I guess, relatively sandwiched in between members of 19 Esports and XSET. Oh, look. Dope. Very close by Ghost Gaming. Nesquik perched on the rooftop with an AK-47 M4 combo. Ooh, now Flawless, a man after my own heart with a VSS. I stand in the minority there when I stand behind the VSS, but I'm telling you, if you know how to hit your shots with that, the element of not just surprise, but not knowing where the shots are coming from can be extremely advantageous.
Hate the VSS.
And speaking of Ghost Gaming, we see Passion Fruit Juancho getting a knock on one of them. I believe it's HH24 with an M24. Surprisingly enough, he was using a sniper, a bolt-action sniper on Sandhawk. You don't see that quite as often.
He's actually playing like he's in a Miramar right now. He's about a ridge and a half over from Ghost, and he is still hitting these shots with his car. I think it's a car? Might be an M249. Yeah, M24. Not even M249. He's playing this like it's a Miramar game, pretty much staying on top of this ridge, holding back Ghost.
Oh, and there we see that, the beauty of the VSS in action, taking Beowulf down, and it looks like he might even be thirsted. Not really able to tell his teammates where the bullets are coming from, very likely. Oh, the Ghost knows. And he's got a throwable ready and waiting for Tensa.
Sandhawk, another map where throwables are key in this play, especially when you don't know where the snakes are coming from.
And Tensa is able to capitalize. Flawless is taken down, and I do not see him very likely being revived. Dope can get this. Oh my goodness. Nesquik. Did I see that correctly?
Definitely did.
Yeah, I think he might have messed up that molly throw a little bit too. Threw him off his game a bit. And look at Tensa just wrecking Casper for the finish on Dope.
I mean, as you said, Ghost is a very aggressive team, and they definitely know what they're doing in these situations. I would not want to come up in a fight against Ghost. This early game, too, I would not.
Yeah. Well, Ghost is one of those teams that we said it time and time again. They are well rehearsed, well practiced, and have absolutely built up an amazing synergy level with one another. They know how each other operates, and they know that each member can handle their own. So why not get aggressive when you have the opportunity?
Like we were talking about before, Passion Fruit's still having eyes on Ghost. Wancho, is he gonna get this shot? Yo, such a nasty angle.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That is my favorite shot of the day thus far, with just a sliver of between the boulder and the ground, taking a beautiful shot, one knock.
What a nasty angle that was, really using his terrain to his advantage. Like you said, using that boulder for his cover. I don't even think that Ghost knew he was right there looking at him. He proned out like he was safe. Wancho took that shot confidently, secured the knock. GG's to them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, you know what I'm seeing is at boot camp, looks like that standoff between 19 Esports and B-Town is still going on. However, the Panthers have also worked their way in, now closing in on 19E. I'm going to keep an eye on that. But here we are. Okay, we've got Frady here M4 at the ready.
Gonna have to keep off a lot of members right now. Boot camp is gonna be the center focal point for a lot of these teams rotating in from outside zone.
You're actually, yeah, you're 100% right. There's not a lot of compounds to take elsewhere. There's just little buildings elsewhere outside, but not really any towns or anything else outside of boot camp.
Ghost went for the strategy, tried to come into back three, losing a member. It is now down to HH24. Don't know if the hit list is going to play that water ridge advantage. Looks like they might be coming into the backside of boot camp. This is going to be our little hot area for the next couple of minutes.
You sure that they lost both member Swinns? For me, it's showing Spec and HH24 both up.
Oh no, Spec is just so far away from him. I did not expect Ghost to be making that play. I have not seen them separate like this at all. This is a whole new play for me.
Yeah, well, we were talking about it, how they do like to, claim a sector of space for themselves, but you're right, this is a bit much and excessive, and as a result, they could be at a bit of a disadvantage because of it. And here we see Juancho working his way under the bridge, taking dead zone damage.
A lot of teams gonna have to move up through this blue zone.
Oh, and now I see why he's doing it. Pro Era's not too far off. But tuning in here, we got Godson scoping in with the 4X M4, trying to get eyes on Jahulia from the Panthers, who's occupying the outer portions of boot camp. And we've only lost 2 teams so far, Swinns. Just Dope and Ogilvy have been eliminated so far.
Oh no, this final zone is gonna be hot.
Oh, absolutely. And currently, we don't have a ton of kills up on the board. Nova and the Hitless currently tied now, as of just this moment, for kills, both with 4 kills to their name. Ghost Gaming trailing behind, but just 1 kill with 3. We hear those shots in the distance.
Oh no.
And that is a finish on VVV and a finish on Godson. Beautifully done. Now,
HH24, yeah, he's taken, we saw this yesterday with a couple of our teams in this exact spot.
Exact spot. I was just about to say the exact same thing. Really using the terrain to your advantage. And that is the name of the game with a map like Sandhawk and a map like Miramar. Just really understanding the terrain, knowing the little nooks and crannies. That can take you all the way to the end game sometimes. I mean, it can be an absolute game changer. And here we have Nova working on Pro Era off in the distance. Hugh is taken down, leaving everything up to Fishy. Fishy with very little health to speak of.
I think it's going to be like you said, though. Fishy is going to kind of sit back, maybe try to take down a number as he can, but Passion Fruit and Nova, they are going to start going at it themselves before finishing off Pro Era.
Yeah, well, Passion Fruit is also dealing with HH24, who just got a knock on Juancho. Oh, and there's a finish on Fishy by Nova with a beautiful, beautiful spray with the M4. HH24 now with eyes on Sleepless, taking him down to about a third of his health. Boring protocol. Leon from 19 Esports gets a knock and a thirst on Frady. And HH24, his location is no secret, but he's still just posted and using. Oh, I was just about to say still safe from fire, but I guess I was wrong as Bob and Billa takes him down to half health.
It's one of the unfortunate things that we do see about Sandhawk. A lot of the time, these end zones will favor a certain part of the island. And at this point, it has favored Maine. And there are a couple of teams stuck on these outer edges next to the water. They're going to have to swim, leaving farming up for grabs at this point. A lot of teams, especially Ghost, HH24, he might be in the perfect position right now. Nova is going to probably come right in right now. Going to get into the water. We got Knights. Knocked 2 of their members, gonna try to get up before they have to rotate as well, because they are across the water like I was just saying. Knight's gonna have to rotate through the water to get over towards this new boot camp zone.
You're right. Time is not exactly on their side. And we did see HH24 utilizing the terrain and waiting for the opportunity to present itself to him, just like you had said. And he, as a result, gets his another knock. And look, there's Nova going after the Knights. Chico and Alucard taken down in one spray. However, Alucard...
24.
Why not? Why not? You got the positioning. Why not? Bye-bye, Chico. That's a free kill.
Literally more points for their team. Literally, he's just using this ridge perfectly at this point.
Why not? You know, why not? Get some survival time, some... Oh, that's an elimination on Passion Fruit. HH24 just picking them off. Exit also eliminated. These numbers are starting to dwindle down quickly. We're down to 9 teams.
Back into boot camp, which was our final kind of circle zone. Now switching out of it, a lot of these teams stuck in an urban area gonna have to get away from windows and get out of sight to get into this new zone, which only has, I think, 1 or 2 little compounds to be taken right now. Not a good situation.
Absolutely. And here we have Illusion cooking a nade up here for 19 Esports, who's just outside. 19 Esports sandwiched on 3 sides, with B-Town on one side, the Panthers on the other, and what I believe is probably the hit list.
You are correct. The hit list is full 3? Full 4 still.
And shots being traded here. Ooh, Legal able to take out Peaceful from B-Town. However... Ooh, pardon me. Illusion with eyes now on Syndicate. Is this the right move? With so many teams right in front of you.
Like I said, they're going to have to really avoid coming into contact through a window, being seen anywhere. With all they have is blocks, the Panthers goes down to BT.
And
B-Town.
Syndicate really taking out some numbers here. Coops eliminated. And here we go. Barati.
Great shot.
Getting a knock of his own. Now engaging in on HH24, taking him down to about thirds. Now redirecting his attention. He doesn't know who to fire at first, B-Town or Ghost. But he aggressively pushes the open.
Trying to clear his backside so that he can push up forward clearly, not have to worry. HH24, though, giving the rest of his team a hard time while he does so.
Yeah. As a solo at this point, you got to really give it up to HH24. And that's what I was saying about Ghost Gaming. Every last one of their members knows how to handle their own. And that's an elimination on 19 Esports right there and then. That's not the nade you wanted, was it?
Barati just trying to use this advantage, sees him getting taken out by zone, knows he has to redirect his attention onto HH24.
Yep, and luckily he's got his teammate Rad with a different angle, and Rad is able to capitalize, taking HH24 out, finishing Ghost off for the match.
You know, Mizexus over here, Starlight, our last person, and they're doing a heal off, yo. They are not even close to zone.
And
this is crazy.
Yeah, that is interesting. I think that is just basically ensured Barati Syndicate the win.
9 health kits, though. Starlight is not afraid to use them at this point. Perfect timing. Not giving up any space. Does not look like he's going to give up. Going to use every single health kit till the end.
Well, keep in mind, he's got 170 meters to go. Is it possible? I don't think so.
Could you imagine he just comes in, though, and just starts, like, wiping people left and right after being in the blue for so long?
I would be so impressed to see that. I mean, there's only one person to wipe. It's really just going to be one. So this is the odds. You know, have never been better for Starlight here. But you know what? I remember the nade story that you were talking about earlier. It was Mizexus.
It was
really demonstrating the nade performance yesterday. And Starlight in particular, with just multiple nade knocks. I'm talking 4 or 5 in one game. And towards the end game, it's making it rain.
Yeah, the mollies, the nades, they came out at perfect timing, did everything they need to. Looks like Starlight did end up giving up on this one.
Yeah. Well, Syndicate taking an interesting finish there, grabbing the dub. Kills very strong on their part. Mizex is able to claim second place, but with 0 kills to their name. That is going to be a little bit problematic, and when it comes to really hanging in there up top the scoreboard. Ghost Gaming in third here with 7 kills. Coming in fourth, we got B-Town, and they're going to take that with 3. The Hit List is going to claim 5th place with 5 kills, House Tooting. Got the Knights in 6th with 3 kills. Nova is going to grab 7th with, wow, 10 kills even, and 6 of those are from just 1 player alone. The Panthers in 8th place with 5 kills. All 5 came from Legal. 9th place belongs to 19 Esports with 3 kills. Coming in 10th, we've got Xset, and they're going to grab that with 2 kills from Polo. 11th place is going to go to Passion Fruit. They're going to take that with 3 kills. All 3 came from Enigma, aka Sixless. Coming in 12th, we got Boring Protocol with 1 kill from Fate. 13th place belongs to Pro Era with 1 kill from Fishy. 14th is going to go to Godsent with 0 kills to their name. Dope, faring slightly better than they did in round 1, but only able to manage 15th place with 1 kill, and that's from Flawless. Coming in 16th and last place, got Ogilvy with 0. Congratulations, though, Syndicate.
Definitely congratulations to them. You know, what's interesting is that I don't think that I've seen a huge heal off like that from any of the teams so far in day 1 or day 2. Mazexis really needed to clutch it though. They didn't really have a lot of kills from themselves. Looks like placement was the end goal for that game.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, I think that just going along with our argument of, you phrased it perfectly, this is a marathon, not a... you're going to have a ton of opportunities over the remaining 17 days to get your aggressive, plays out. But right now, well, everybody is still in the running here. It's too early to claim anything. So while things are this much in the air, I think the teams are doing the right thing, trying to play the numbers game. Let these numbers dwindle down, and then kind of utilize that mid to late game for their advantage.
Yeah, you know what was an advantage though? Was that rock for Juancho's snipe, yo. That was, I'm big fan.
I just think of the Dos Equis, man. He says, I don't often snipe in Sandhawk, but when I do, it was amazing.
Beautiful shot.
Absolutely. And I hope that we see some more amazing sniping coming up, because we are going to be going back to Miramar for round 4. And as we said in round 2, this is our largest map and absolutely the most predominant.
Definitely. Hopefully, what are words? We see some good shots for sure. That Sandhawk game has me hyped. Definitely has me hyped now.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to see how it plays out. I'm pretty sure that we're going to be coming with some current standings for the day momentarily. But I just want to, go back and reemphasize the use of terrain here. We had to keep the ball moving. Let's go ahead and the scorings here as it stands for day 2. All right, the hit list securing first place with 21 kills, but look at this, trailing not far behind at all. We got Lazarus. Coming in third, we have Syndicate, and there is quite a gap between third and second place here. You'll notice 8 kills there. Wall Street Bets currently standing in 4th place, Ghost in 5th, and they're actually pretty close by one another, Ghost and Wall Street. They're kind of just trading blows here for 4th place. Boring Protocol currently actually in the running with Ghost and Wall Street, as well as Knights too. Now that I look at this, you can actually see, if you look between 4th place and 9th place, there really is not that much of a gap.
Not at all.
Yeah, and that just goes to show how things are really starting to get a little bit competitive here. We got B-Town in 10th with 5, Fruit as in 11th with 5 kills as well. As you can see, Ogilvy 12th, Mizex is 13th, 14th to Yo, 15th to 19E, 16th to Xset, 17th Pro Era, 18th Godsent, Dope in 19th. Unfortunately for the Illuminati, having a rough day today, 20th and last place standing at the moment. But there is still time, Swinns.
There's more than time. I'm interested on day 4. Day 4 leaderboards is what I want to see for sure. It's going to be very interesting to see how much these teams climb, how much they do work in. Wall Street Bets, very consistent all day today. I don't think that they have dropped. I think that they've stayed in 4 all day. So very, very interested to see what happens.
You know, Wall Street Bet's absolutely a team to keep an eye out on. But guys, we're going to be back in 8 minutes or less with round 4 of our 5-round league night. This is the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitational, day 2 of 19. Stick around, we'll be back soon.
Choices, gamble on a dream. Heard the stakes are high, but still you bet on everything. All those voices tell you anything. Baby, you gon' hurt yourself if you keep listening. Inside it with you, inside it with you, inside it with you, but you don't follow through. Inside it with you, inside it with you, inside it with you, but you don't follow through. I've been through all the highs and lows and lows, and I've seen it all from time ago. I was hoping by now that you would know, to see yourself out, the time to go, to go.
Wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through colored glass. I'm here once again, and I'm dealing, I'm feeling the pain. So who takes the fall that covers it all again? And if you should call,
keeps ticking as the time flies by. So many times I've forgiven you in my mind. Dreams keep haunting me. I keep thinking I'm in too deep. Clock keeps ticking as the time flies by. So many times I've forgiven you in my mind. My dreams keep haunting me. I get no sleep. I keep thinking I'm in too deep. Clock keeps ticking and the time flies by. I keep thinking that I won't survive. Body won't let me drown. Still my mind is falling down.
Alrighty, guys, we are back. We are back with round 4 of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals, day 2 of 19. And what a day it's been so far, Swinns. We have seen non-stop action from the get-go. And we are going to go right on back to Miramar, the big desert. What are your thoughts?
I'm excited. I'm hoping this map we get a better playing path than we saw last time, so that we can see a lot of teams maybe get more loot for themselves and get better positioning for these fights, because we know a lot of these teams can take these sniper fights a lot better than we saw the last game. Really kind of interested to see what's going to happen, you know, with bridge play that these people can get in, especially with car compounds. They can keep a lot of safety, especially, you know, get that hill glitch. Oh, we hate it, the hill glitch. But if they get that hill glitch, they can really keep themselves in a good position, get a lot of overwatch, see everything, and be good where they are. So I'm ready for it.
I'm curious to keep an eye on Juancho from Passion Fruit.
Yo.
The way he utilized a sniper on Santa. Imagine on Miramar.
It's such a beautiful shot too. I can't even stop like talking about it. I can't believe he somehow just peeked through that little rock and got him right in his scopes, took the sniper shot right when he needed to. Never give that man a sniper ever again. We need to have him stay away from it.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we are back here and let's go see what this map is looking like for us.
Oh, the plane path, definitely not what I wanted it to be. Yo, it could have been a little bit nicer to these teams.
See, I'm actually going to disagree with you there, Swinns. I'm going to say that this is a fairly opportunistic flight path, and here's why. Is because if you were to picture Miramar as a circle divided vertically in half, then the right half would have about 75% of the map's compounds and structures. And this flight path is not perfectly central by any means, but it does take you close enough to where you can really utilize almost any of those compounds in the right.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Maybe with exception to Puerto Paricio, but I think about literally everywhere else is attainable.
That's a very good point. I didn't even think about that. Really, all the hotspots, Monte Nuevo, Picado, San Martin, Hacienda, really the places everybody likes to go were right there and obtainable. It might actually been a really good plane path. You're right about that one.
I am right every now and again. You know, I try it every now and again, but we see Passion Fruit not far off from the Knights here, both getting early jumps, looking like they're going to be occupying just the areas outside of Tuesday Valet. And oh, it does look like Passion Fruit Rage has landed uncomfortably close to Chico and Xenon from the Knights.
We have another.
Go ahead.
We have a couple of teams that are uncomfortably close. Looks like 19E, Pro Era might be flying over a little bit. Ogilvy, I'm never going to be able to say that right. They're all pretty close to each other. You know, speaking of which, we have Illuminati also right inside, and the hit list right outside of the Illuminati. They're just clustered right here in this little circle. Hacienda is hot.
Not to mention, The Panthers and Nova not too far off one another either at the Auto area. Nova making the brave and kind of a bold strategy, dropping a little bit hot, playing the ghost strategy is what I'll call it, the ghost strategy, as they claim the hot spot and, find themselves with all the loot to themselves. Reap the benefits of it. Oh, Yo and Mezexis at Pozo, though. Too close. Too close.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is everything that we need right here. El Pozo is way too small of an area for them to not run into each other. These two teams are gonna face off at one point, especially knowing that Zone is right on the other side of Mezexis. Yo is gonna have to push right by them. And if Starlight gets an angle on top of one of these hills, like we've seen Miramar's advantage, it could really spell bad news for Yo.
You're absolutely right about that. Absolutely right, Swinns. And I think 19 Esports and Pro Era, at least 19 Esports Leon has found himself in a bit of a predicament, finding himself uncomfortably close to Fishy. But here we are watching Mezexis, because just their proximity to Yo, it's got me on the edge of my seat here. And the same case can be said about Dope Esports with the B-Town boys.
Was just gonna say that. Wall Street Bets also getting pretty close to Dope on this one. Casper and Stevo pretty much almost touching each other at this point in the same little 3-stack area. Interesting to see who's going to really take this area.
And you know what? It looks like Leon from 19E was able to just get himself a kill. Nope, no, I take that back. It was actually Carnage from 19 Esports who got the kill. And that'll be the first one up. Definitely push Pro Era off of them. So this is our area. Go find another little compound. We don't want you here. And look at 24K finding himself the squad wiper M249. A lot of people have said that the M249, ever since its nerf, is just not the gun it used to be. They say, oh, the recoil on it's atrocious and all this stuff. You can't use it for range. I absolutely love this gun now. I will say, I admit that, since it's nerfed, maybe you're not plopping a 6X on it quite as often as you were, but this is still a tank squad wiper. I think it's also, kind of an advantage for a map like this when you don't know when somebody's going to pop up behind you, somebody's going to pop up next to you. Having that extra clip really going to give you the safety you need to kind of just turn and flick on somebody in any instance and get a knock. Absolutely. I hear those shots in the distance. It seems like it was more than likely from the B-Town boys over towards Dope, but does not look like any of that connected for the most part. Casper taken down to, I guess, 4/5 health. He's doing just fine. Oh, I withdraw my previous statement, as he is taken down much lower. Oh, Wall Street Betsy here, taken down by Dope here. And Flawless. Whoa! Flawless taken out of the vehicle by King A's VSS. Just like you said, the VSS, if you know how to use it, it is dangerous. While I did say that, Swinns, I will admittedly add that on a map like Miramar, the VSS is probably the least opportunistic sniper to have, just because it doesn't have a whole lot of range on it. Oh, yeah. But you have what you have at this point, and King A is a monster with any weapon as it is, let alone a gun that they can't tell where it's coming from. What's super interesting about this fight that we're watching right now is actually one of the members for Wall Street Bets has taken out and gone down towards the bottom. Ooh, King A made a crucial error there in rushing up on a 1v2 scenario with a VSS as a primary. However, he was able to get a knock up close before being taken down. Baba, the last, or one of 2 remaining members for Wall Street Bets, having a much rougher go-around this time around. He is able to get a heal off, though. But like we can see, he is very far from Drago. You're right. Oh, not good. Not good at all.
Baba is going to try to sit on top of this roof, but now Dope Flawless sitting on top of this ridge has a great angle on top of Baba.
You are 100% right, but Baba, I just can't rule out that M249. I'm saying, as long as he's got that. Oh, but he has no vest. That is problematic. He's down to 5 bandages, no vest, and a level 1 helmet. Flawless making an error here as Baba goes and unleashes with that M249 and does get the knock. Beautifully done.
Beautiful knock. Nesquik.
I think we were about to say the same thing there. Nesquik close by, very likely going to be able to get, nope. Withdraw my previous statement as Drago eliminates that problem with a UMP.
I was saying that Baba might have a hard time on top of this roof with that hill advantage. He just took out his hill advantage problem. Drago coming back around now. They're back in this fight to win it. Yahir is trying to jump up there. Don't think it's going to be successful. It was!
I was sure that stun must have hit Baba, it must have blinded him, but I guess I was wrong. He did put some retaliating shots, but it was not enough as he gets knocked, leaving Casper and Yahir as the 2 remaining members up for Dope.
Drago did rotate back around, but I think that he's now... No, he's going to take position and try to keep up this fight. Gets a good flank on Casper. Gets some damage on him. Doesn't look like it was enough, though, for a full knock.
Here, just biding his time as Drago drives up. You hear down to 2 bandages. He is a little bit boosted, but this is all he's got. And Drago, oh my, this is your time to strike you here. And I feel like he might have just wasted a golden opportunity there. Casper,
Yeah.
Tommy Uzi combo pushing up. And here we go. And that is a finish on Baba, the hands of Yahir. Casper goes in, and what a beautiful takedown. Casper is taken down himself, but Yahir coming in with a nice clutch is going to be able to get that revive off. Well done to Dope Esports, having a little bit of a stronger go-around this time around.
This hill, though, right where Dope just was, is now being occupied by B-Town. Thinking they're going to get a third party on this 2-man team down here. Definitely taking an angle on them. Yahir and Casper might want to get out of there very quickly.
Alright, we got Kill Switch. Just holding position here with the 6X M4. Scoping in, checking his surroundings, but realistically, he's got some space on all sides. What is a little bit more interesting is Pro Era and Nova are awfully close by one another. And oh, it looks like the Hit List and the Illuminati facing off as well. And there's what I was saying, Rin getting a nade on Hugh. Yeah.
Oh, the Hit List. Having a hard time right now against that.
Yeah. Oh, with Hugh down, Pro Air is down to Seagut. Mango taken out as well. So Wall Street Bet's the first team eliminated this go around. Now talking about evening the odds, this is a team that won first place, in the beginning of round 1, and now facing last place in round 4. That's going to be pretty problematic. Oh, and that's a finish on the Illuminati. Jad G taken down to about 10% health, leaving the majority of the pressure on Trickster and Z here. Throwables going out, a little bit of cover, but they've got X-Set so close by.
Yeah, J-Way just on the other side at this point. They're putting a lot of focus on 19E for a team that is coming in right behind them.
You know what? I'm actually going to withdraw that statement. I don't think that Wall Street Bets won the first match, like I said. I think the hit list won that. But Wall Street Bets has absolutely won a match. So the case still stands.
Yeah, with the consistency they've had, they have been, I think in the last standing we saw, they were number 4 with being wiped right off the rip like that. They are definitely going to lose some placement points on this.
Absolutely. Oh, and here we go. Hitless versus Xset. Trickster taken down to half health. J-Way cooking up a nade for Trickster. And Jat G is taken down. Here we go. The push from J-Way. That UMP out and ready. He does get the knock.
And a full finish because the team decided to split and take 2 different ridges and basically pin the hit list in between them, finishing them off one by one. Beautiful play by Xset.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful, beautiful. And I like the strategic execution as well. Being able to come in from 2 different perspectives really kind of threw them off. Oh my goodness. It looks like the Knights have just wrecked and finished Pro Era. Lolo is the last remaining one. Chico is knocked, but able to be revived here, and they've got a nice little divot for cover. So here we see 19 Esports working their way into zone. Where they're coming in from the north, they really don't have too much to worry about. Perhaps Xset and Mizexis down the road if they continue to head towards the center, but they realistically, majority of the remaining zone, the left half is pretty much unoccupied, with exception to B-Town.
With exception to Ogilvy too. Ogilvy Natsuo kind of sitting right outside Bacado on top of that hill.
Oh, you're right.
He's by himself though. I don't think that he is gonna want to go and take on a full team of 19E by himself. Like you said, those numbers, once we start to see him dwindle, definitely the 1v1s are going to start to come out a lot more.
You're absolutely right about that, Swinns. And now I'm having a look here. Passion Fruit Enigma, a.k.a. Sixless himself, working his way into zone, and he's going to be met head-on by the Knight. He continues to head that direction. Oh, I'm so curious. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say what's really interesting is that a lot of these teams haven't taken hill advantage. Xset really looks like the only team we have so far that's high up. Everybody else is in a compound sitting somewhere, which is the complete opposite than what we've seen so far.
Well, again, this is the longest match that you're going to get. It's a Miramar, you know, and so I think that, oh, there we go. Sixless going in with a knock on Chico from the Knights. The numbers are definitely not in Sixless's favor, and he is down right there and then. Oh, goodness. A nade. I apologize. I actually had that up on my personal screen, and I was able to see that nade on Alucard.
So did I. That's crazy. Yeah, that nade took him out of the buggy like it was butter, yo.
Yeah, absolutely, it did. So Knights, now with 2 members knocked, Chico and Alucard are down, leaving it up to Xenox and Coops. Can they get some revives? Because they've got multiple members of what I believe is Nova close by, and Passion Fruit on the other side.
I believe that is Yo. Team 21 Yo. A full 4. Putting the pressure.
You're correct, it is Yo.
Putting the pressure down on top of Knights as Passion Fruit escapes. They're not even going to take this fight. They're going to go prioritize zone at this point.
And I do see a lot of chat a lot of talk in the chat about asking how the format goes. So guys, let me just explain this. We have 20 teams total. Each lobby is going to consist of 16 teams, and each team will play 4 out of the 5 matches every day. So by the end of the week, each team will have played 20 matches. And this is really just to best simulate PMPL. Which is going to be starting next month on October 5th.
Have you heard the rumors about, what is it, PMCO or PMPL being all FPP next year?
And I am so happy to hear it. I am an FPP player, and we are ready to get Sandhawk and Miramar back.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited. I heard that, and I instantly back to FPP, grinding all day and night. I love it. FPP... we're going to see a lot of different plays like how we are right now. A lot of people being able to use these ridge advantages to peek over and just see a little bit more than they would be able to in FPP. So it's going to be very interesting to see how these teams are going to have to switch their styles.
Absolutely, without that third person peek. But I see Exet and Passion Fruit having a little go at one another, and now Passion Fruit is in quite a predicament as the Knights and Nova roll up on him. And that is Rin taking Chico out and Alucard, quickly thirsting Alucard as well. That
Chico going.
Go ahead.
Chico just went down to a beautiful nade, I believe, by Passion Fruit. Poncho or Sleepless, one of the two just got a beautiful nade on a third party.
And Juancho, the snipe god himself, is unfortunately without a bolt action right now, so we're not going to be able to watch him do his magic with it. But he does have himself a Scar L UMP combo, and we have seen time and time again, even at this tier 1 level, the UMP has shown that it is one of the most formidable close range weapons ever since its buff.
I think Yo is throwing down some rain on top of this fight that we're watching right now. They're on top of that hill. I think got a couple of shots off on Knights, or at least towards Passion Fruit, keeping it so that Passion Fruit cannot really push Knights how they fully want to at this point.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, and Lazarus G3 able to take you here down. And that's a quick thirst, it looks like. Purge scoping in with a 6x4, not finding the angle he was hoping for. And look, Beers is able to get Casper as well. The Knights reduced to Koops and Xenox. We see Koops keeping the pressure on Exet with a 4x M4, not getting the connecting shots that he was hoping for, but definitely warning him enough, keeping them at bay. So here, it looks like Passion Fruit has approached up. It's just Rage and Sleepless here. Nearby Xenox and Koops.
Like I said, though, it doesn't look like Knights is really able to leave this building knowing that Yo is on that ridge above them. They are having to keep their angles very strict right now. Maybe a nade might do the push, but don't think it will.
You are right about that. Not to mention Exet perched up in the distance. But I think their main concern right now has got to be Passion Fruit, who's just right below him, just ready and waiting. And they are keeping some pressure on him. Oh, 24K, using that M24 to knock Gray from B-Town.
Purge beautiful sights on this hill. Using Miramar to the best that he can. Really great plays. New zone has shifted in though, and it is kind of circling around this ridge, which nobody has fully taken. Looks like Yo might be going for it, leaving the Knights and Passion Fruit able to do this fight if they want to, if they can, if they know that Yo is going. We'll find out.
Alright, Xenox trying to get an angle. Oh, Purge taking out J-Way with the M4. Xenox has some throwables out and ready, but I don't see that connecting. All right. Purge has a bit of space. I'm a little concerned. I feel like Knights and Passion Fruit would be the thing to be watching at this moment. B-Town has been eliminated right there and then. Purge with a nice little overwatch angle on both Knights and Passion Fruit, but not able to get a capitalizing shot here.
Yeah, with a distance like this, if he does get a knock, all that it's going to do is give the other team the advantage to go get the full push, to maybe even give their team, Yo, a third party, but it's going to take them so long to get in a vehicle and get that third party that it might not even be worth the point of sitting here and taking this fight right now.
I actually do agree with that 100%. I also think Purge shooting right now, he might, even if he were to get a knock, the odds of it turning into a thirst are slim. best, and so he's just giving up his location and using ammo, in my opinion.
Ammo that could be definitely useful for the end round. Maybe he's just going to try to get an extra kill for his team right here. Maybe just try to get a little weird third party through a window. Oh.
And look
That
at him
is-
go.
Yeah, that is going to be it. Passion Fruit taking the win on that. Knights getting knocked out. Once they had that knock, Passion Fruit got aggressive. Did get a member knocked, maybe 2 members knocked, but they're going to still be in it, be able to be in it, get their reses up, and be good.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we also just been kind of sitting here with eyes on Purge here. He's got multiple teams to get angles on. Passion Fruit, I almost thought that he had a shot there on the last remaining member who was up for Passion Fruit while he was getting those revives, but I guess not. There's Acer with a takedown on Spring with the UMP. All right, back to Purge, and he's finding himself pretty close to 19E. Here we go. Acer Purge, and shot from beneath the vehicle, hitting him in the feet for the knock. Beautifully done. That is a finish on the Knight. Purge gonna try for a revive on Spring.
Thinking Iris might be able to get picked up as well. Sheesh was right there in a buggy. Sheesh. Sheesh. Lazarus, though, I believe they just took that hill advantage. Seeing that Passion Fruit was stuck down there in that divot, they definitely took advantage of that. Wiped Passion Fruit. That is going to be it. Lazarus taking the points for that, giving them a total of 16 kills for their team.
Unbelievable. Look at this, though, Swinns. I am seeing something. I believe it's actually 15 kills, but, oh, wait, 10, 12,
I think it's like
13.
6. This one's 6. I think I just saw 13 and 6 and put
Yeah.
together.
You know what's interesting, Swinns, is we've got 3 teams remaining, and they're all full squads, so it is a fair, even match at this stage. Yo, Lazarus and Exet, a 4v4v4.
This is beautiful. This is everything. Oh my gosh, we have not seen this yet.
And Purge going after, oh, Joey with a takedown on Sleepless. Purge trying to get eyes on Kill Switch or J-Way. Oh, throwables coming his way.
Interesting play right here by Yo. They are holding this bottom ridge instead of the top ridge, which we've seen be a favorable position so far.
Okay. Throwables just, the pressure has been on Xset from the get-go. Yo, not letting up, not even for a second, but they are not giving the proper attention to Lazarus, who is able to flank to the side here and get the hilltop advantage. However, some of them are slightly outside of zone, but with 37 seconds left, that leaves them with a little bit of time.
The time they need.
Absolutely. And Purge going in with the 6x import, not getting the connecting shots. He's taken down to just above half health, clinging to smoke for dear life. He is choosing bandages right now. And Killswitch applying the pressure from a distance with an M4 of his own.
Killswitch kind of doing what Yo was, playing that bottom ridge right alongside them. Sheesh and Spring could literally just re-rotate around and pretty much take out 2 members of Exit if they wanted to, seeing that they're isolated right now. Purge, though, focusing over on Lazarus, knows that he has to keep these eyes off of him and take out one of these teams to get a full push into position. This lower ridge not going to do it for him when it starts to close in.
Yeah, and he does get eyes on Fears, that 6x M4, but he's not able to get him out. He is taking him down to about a third of his health, but that's not going to be a problem as Fears heals up. So, realistically, we're stuck in the same position that we were 2 minutes ago. Still a 4v4v4. Throwables going Purge's way, taking him down to... Oh, he is knocked right there, and then the nade did half the work, and the rest was done by J-Way. Leaving it up to Spring, and Spring alone.
Very quick situation that turned into a 4v4v1 right before our eyes.
I am a little admittedly curious as to why the spectating point has been on Yode the entire time. But we do see that Spring is the last hope here, working as a solo, just holding this little divot. I'm not sure what his plan is. J7, with a nice little position, actually has some warehouse cover here.
Right alongside Polo too, only having to worry about really being seen or getting a nade thrown in from above. They do not have to worry about their backer's side at all at this point.
All right, Fears with the hilltop overwatch. It's not going to be it's only as useful as Xset lets it be, and they're not giving him many opportunities as they stay inside that warehouse.
Very interesting.
So,
the last couple of games that we've seen, the endings have happened like that. Like this last ending game right here, we are really going to see exactly how these teams are going to play it out without having to miss a beat.
all right, a 4v4 to end round 4.
Looks like a lot of throwables are going to be used at this point. Part of the shack completely smoked out.
Absolutely, and it goes to show that just you can't understress the importance of smokes at an in-game fight like this. But look at this, Lazarus slowly creeping up. J7 in the line of fire, I believe. G3 right up on him. Telly trying to put shots down on J-Way, not finding any connecting hits.
Almost got a shot on Polo though, using that little corner like we've seen last game. Just that nasty angle.
And Telly coming in with a vengeance, pushes in way too aggressively and is taken down, leaving it up to G3 and Joey, and that is a match. Xset has been eliminated. The winners are Lazarus as they take first place with a whopping 15 kills. Absolutely beautiful, phenomenal finish on Lazarus's end. Just really exercising patience and holding down the position. They knew that they had the cover. They knew that they had the prime real estate. So they waited to be approached on rather than putting themselves out into a vulnerable situation. And because of that, they were able to capitalize. Xset is going to grab second place this go around, and they're going to take it with 15 kills. So Xset and Lazarus both able to put up 15 kills. That's very good work. We got Yo in third place with 3 kills total. Fourth is going to go to Passion Fruit with 2 kills, both of which are from Sleepless. In fifth place, we've got 19 Esports. They're going to grab that with 3 kills. Ogilvy going to claim 6, but with 0 kills to speak of. Seventh place is going to go to the Knights with 5 kills total. 80% of those kills came from Coops alone. 8th place belongs to Mezexis, and that's going to be with 3 kills, all of which are from Solly. The Panthers claiming 9th place, but unfortunately with 0 kills. And speaking of 0 kills, the B-Town boys not faring so well this go around with 10th place and 0 kills. Dope Esports, unfortunately not having the ideal day that they were hoping for, grabbing 11th this time around, but they were able to put up some kills on the board before being taken out. They got 4 kills, 3 of which are from Yahir. 12th place goes to Nova, and that's going to be with 2 kills from Rin. 13th going to Pro Era. The hit list in 14th with 2 kills. Pardon me. 15th going to the Illuminati with 0, and 16th last place to Wall Street Bets with 2 kills. Congratulations again to Lazarus for just an amazing in-game performance, and Xset too. You know, Xset really was. They were close. I mean, both teams were able to put up 15 kills. That's just an amazing performance any way you look at it.
Yeah, like we saw, Xset has really great control of compounds, just like they did yesterday with boot camp. They had a great control today of their area, really used it to their advantage. Unfortunately, Lazarus, once they got one of their members down to that little bit of health, the full team just pushed in, rushed the area, and took control of it like it was theirs from the start. Really great play on their end.
And you know, something that we were noticing about Lazarus last game is that they were able to hold an aggressive standpoint pretty much the entire game, and no doubt that they were able to do so this go around too. They know how to apply it to a small map situation and a large map situation, open or condensed. They've got this covered.
Oh yeah, definitely seen from that team. Love to see it.
I'm curious to see what the overall standings for the day are, though.
Me too. I really am too. Want to see where Wall Street Bets ended up after that last place elimination.
Yeah, well, Wall Street Bets definitely took a pretty heavy hit here. We got Lazarus with a dominant lead right now, 34 kills on the board. Trailing behind is Xset, but they are 11 kills behind as well. So there's quite a little gap here between first and second. Third place is going to be currently occupied by Xset. They've got 20 kills on the board. The Knights in fourth with 17. Wall Street Bets, as we saw, knocked down to fifth overall with 14. Syndicate claiming sixth place with 11. Passion Fruit in seventh with 7. Ghost Gaming in eighth with 13. 19th belongs to Yo with 8 kills, and 10 to the Boring Protocol with 13. Well, Swinns, I gotta say, it has just been a phenomenal night of rounds. We got one more left for the night, and we're gonna be ending the night the exact same way we started, which is gonna be with an Erangel. Now, everything that needs to be said about Erangel, we'll get into at the beginning of the next round. But what are your predictions? What are your thoughts?
Well, honestly, I am looking forward to see Ghost taking Pachinki for themselves, hopefully getting a circle zone again, center zone again, and taking a lot of kills for themselves. Super hyped to see that. I did notice, though, in that last little leaderboard standing we were watching, Dope, they started off the day at the bottom. They've climbed up 5 ranks just off of 4 games. They have climbed just that ladder a little bit. This last game, if they can get that win, they might come up on top, at least into the top 11, top 12, something like that. Be really interesting to see. This last game can really make a make or break moment for a lot of these teams.
Absolutely. But keep in mind, this is, as you said time and time again, this is the marathon, not the sprint. So we're really realistically, I believe, looking at the innings for the day. So overall, I'm sure after it's all said and done, we'll be able to get a better idea what the overall standings are with both days in perspective, more than likely being up Instagram or Twitter post later on today. But I am just so excited to see how these teams are going to end the night. Are the teams who haven't been faring quite so well this time around, and I'm talking about teams like the Illuminati, are they going to go for the aggressive standpoint, saying, hey, you know what, we might not have been able to put the kills on the board thus far, we not have been able to get the placement, but you know what, if we didn't have a great day, let's end it on a high note. Let's go in aggressive and try to let our name be known a little bit.
Especially only it being day 2, you know, they have a lot of wiggle room right now to play aggressively in these end games to try to go for these points. And if they end up not making it, they can still go for another day and end up coming out on top. So it will be very interesting, like you said.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we're going to be back in about 8 minutes or so with round 5, our 5th and our final round of the night of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals, day 2 of 19. Stick around, guys. We'll be back soon.
I live in Cali. I know how the fuck those earthquakes get.
Alrighty. Well, guys, we are back with our fifth and our final round of the night. This is the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals, day 2 of 19, and we're going to be ending the night the exact same way we started, which is going to be with an Erangel. Now, we said this in round 1, but what needs to be said about Erangel? It's like the off-bred love child of Sandhawk and Miramar, because it's like the perfect middle ground between those two extremes. So it is fairly reliant upon the flight path to determine what sort of early game we get. Swinns, what are your thoughts?
You know, after seeing how today has gone, I don't even think the plane pass is going to be at all nice to these kids. I think we're going to get one that's totally left side, totally right side, and totally not going to favor anything. But you know, a lot of places still going to be able to be accessed because it is Erangel. It's not as big as Miramar, like you said.
You're absolutely right. And you know, with that being said, we are going to go ahead and get into it, see what the flight path is working with. Swinns, I'm going to let you give the breakdown on this one.
Well, oh man, plane path. Yeah.
Hopefully we can switch over there.
You know,
Plane path.
as I predicted though, the plane path was not nice. Kind of nice. Kind of like how you said on Miramar, kind of favoring one side, making it so that a lot of people can get some cars and rotate in. Not really that bad.
Yeah, guys, I do apologize. I was hoping we would be able to actually look at the plane path right here, but what you can't see is it's fairly southern oriented, towards the bottom of the map. Definitely going to apply a lot of attention to like the military, Pachinki area, maybe school, maybe mill to power. We do have a lot of early jumpers too. Go ahead, Swinns.
To really give you guys like a good idea of where the plane path came over, it came over Lip right in between Mancha and Prison. Mansion, not Mancha. Mansion and Prison, right over Shelta, in between Milta and Milta Power, favoring military base, giving a lot of that to them. But with our new zone coming in, military base is barely touching the new zone. So if any teams decide to really go there, they're going to have to rotate around very quickly or do a late rotation and maybe confront a couple of teams coming in. I do believe we will probably be getting the scene up soon.
Pardon me. He's actually, so what's happening right now, guys, is our cameraman is experiencing an earthquake.
I shouldn't be laughing because it's really not funny, but yeah, this is kind of unfortunate circumstances.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to do this old school. You know, back in the 1920s when kids played PUBG Mobile, they didn't get to watch it on the internet. No, it had to be casted over the radio. So that's how we're going to do this. So, we've got Dope Esports. They're going to be playing Outer Milta Power. Looks like the entire southern island belongs just to one team and one team alone. That's B-Town Boys, and they have Nova all to themselves. But if they wanted, they could rotate onto military base and have no one to compete with. The closest thing to a confrontation that we're left with here at the beginning is in Roshawk. We've got Lazarus, and their closest threat would be the Wall Street Bets, who's edging towards, edging out of Watertown towards them. And just below Lazarus, Illuminati is perched, ready and waiting at the school area. We see Ghost Gaming is doing exactly what Ghost Gaming tends to do, and going and claiming a nice hot spot right off the bat. They got Pachinki all to themselves, and because of this strategy, I've seen it time and time again, they're not going to have to compete with anybody for it. They're going to get very well looted and prepared for a fight. Syndicate occupying South George crates and are not far off from Pro Era. I'm curious to see if that's going to pan out to anything.
I think we have also Boring Protocol taking Prim all to themselves, also having Fairy Pier and Quarry, no contestants. They're going to have it all to themselves at this point. Going to get a lot of loot, maybe even rotate up this western part of the map, which Zone has favored a lot. Every compound still open for their team to get through. And what's interesting is that RedEyes mentioned that the B-Town Boys took Novo all for themselves. They do not have to take this southern bridge. They can take the western northern bridge up towards Ferry Pier, right through Quarry where there is nobody, and get a very clean rotation right past all these teams and get themselves some safe placement at the end of the day.
And guys, I just want to take this moment to sincerely apologize. I understand that you want to be watching the action right now. Unfortunately, we can only do what we can do here, as our cameraman is experiencing some technical difficulties, everything he's got going on right now. And so we're just going to say what's going on right now. And currently, I wouldn't too much. We haven't lost a soul, I don't believe. Let me double check on that. Nope, not a single person has been eliminated, so we have not missed out on any action yet. Hopefully he'll be back momentarily.
You know, luckily for us, really in this situation, is like RedEyes was saying, that there is no confrontations right now. So luckily we do have the time to kind of sit here, maybe even have us give you guys some more of the drop points, maybe even a rotation or two, just so you guys have a better idea of what's really going on. Because right now, as we see it, about half the group is in zone and the other half is not, and they are all facing each other right now because the plane path made it so that these teams that stayed on the southern half of the map are gonna have to rotate on top of each other to get into the northern zone.
Yeah, you know, you're absolutely right about that, and I'm curious to see what teams, there's so many teams that are on the eastern portion of zone that are gonna have to work their way in, like Godsent and Mezexis, as well as Exet. I wonder if they're going to be met by the Illuminati. Particularly, I'm wondering about the Illuminati for the sake of they have had a rough day. And so I'm thinking this is the time for them to go all guts, all glory, just be aggressive as all get out and try to get their name a little bit further on the map here, get their name taken a little bit more seriously because they are definitely having a rough day.
Speaking of all guts and glory, they're rotating right by Ghost. If they take a positioning right here in between Nova, Ghost, and Wall Street Bets, they're definitely going to get themselves into a fight. And these points, like you just said, they're going to want to get them after having a bad day like this. That is crucial.
Yeah, it would be really helpful for them if they, teams like the Illuminati could have at the very least, a nice, strong finish. Keep the momentum going. That is absolutely adorable.
What I do like seeing right now, Godsent taking an early rotation. They were one of those Eastern teams that you were talking about having to come in. Taking that earlier rotation gave them that advantage point to not have to face off against any of these other teams coming in behind them. Really smart play on Godsent's part.
Yeah. Guys, once again, we do sincerely apologize for not being able to get the actual action here on the board for you. There's literally nothing we can do. All I can do is maybe try to get this angle here so you can see what sort of stuff is going around with the map. And as you can see,
first priority is for our guy to stay safe, so I think everybody can understand that a little bit.
Absolutely, 100%. And I just hope everything is okay in his neck of the woods. Let's see here. I don't know if this will help at all. It does actually not help at all.
A little bit. You can see some teams still trying to come in. A lot of teams still on the outside. We got Passion Fruit. Mezexis just getting into zone. Dope coming in literally right behind them. Looks like B-Town, they ended up taking that the western bridge, coming in right in behind Exit. Some rotations that are very pivotal in this point.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. And you know what I'm noticing is Dope, Mezexis, Godsent, Illuminati, they're all sort of just hugging this right half. Whereas you got Yo and Wall Street Bets just right on top of one another here. 19 Esports going for that, center position, claiming Gatka, but in doing so, surrounding themselves on four sides. I believe he is. I believe he is back. Let's see here. Potentially. Maybe not. I do apologize for building your hopes up on that one. But, in more positive news, we still have not lost a single person. So we have not missed out on any action yet. There's still tons of action to get into.
Yeah, really, you guys are just missing rotations at this point, which after the whole day, we've played Erangel earlier, so a lot of you have seen the rotations. Not missing a lot. Not literally no teams landing right on top of each other. No contention for compounds at this point. Everybody playing it safe as if they know that we need this for the stream right now. So thank you.
Yeah, if the participants are just waiting, that would be awesome.
Super
I don't think that's
preferred.
quite the case, but our best of wishes go out to Rula, our cameraman, who has done a great job yesterday and today as well. Little bit of stuff going on in the last match for sure, but I think that we have a good explanation as to why now, and hopefully he'll be back in time for us to catch some action here. I do see the Illuminati working their way closer towards the center, driving in between members of 19 Esports. Exet not far off from the boring protocol either, and Nova also going to claim the Gatka area. It looks like a potential confrontation is in the works just outside of Gatka.
Yeah, I do have to cut you off for a second. It does look like they have 19E, not they. 19E does have a problem with the Illuminati right now. The Illuminati decided to try to take Octa for themselves. Acer down to a little bit of health. And with Leon, I believe?
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go ahead and get eyes on it. I apologize that you guys don't have the opportunity to do so, but I see AZ throwing, Acer with a nade on Lan, taking him and King Hua down, leaving Illuminati's down to Mango and AZ. And if Illuminati's are eliminated in last place again, then this truly is the worst day possible for them, because they have had very poor luck so far.
Bad situations. Mango is in a completely different building than AZ. 19E staying very close together. At this point, if they get that isolation, it is going to be a clutch play for them. Gonna hold Gokta. 19E would hold Gokta for themselves, knocking... Oh my gosh, why am I going to do this again? Knocking Illuminati out of it, like you said, early game, making it hard for them, making it a difficult day indeed.
Alrighty here. So we have eyes here on AZ from Illuminati. He is right here in the midst of 19 Esports, throwing nades from the porch. As you can see, there's some smoke cover being put down there. 19E still very, very close by. I am so sorry that this is the way that you guys are seeing it, but it's the best I can do at the moment coming to mind.
Mango was able to back off a little bit. 19E did not know that he backed off, still looking for him. Acer got knocked down to a little bit of damage. Nades have gone out. Mango is trying to keep 19E back. Molly is going out as well, completely keeping 19E back. Mango able to rotate right back around to AZ. He might be able to regroup at this point, making it at least a 2v4. Hopefully going to secure themselves a kill so that they do not go out alone in this fight.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. And here we see AZ putting some shots down. He's got himself a Vector, it looks like, from the reflection in the screen. I apologize if I'm missing it. And he's also got an M4, putting some shots down with the M4 3X.
That is right. He definitely M4 Vector combo, which can be deadly. Both guns great for up close.
Yeah,
the Vector, the Rector, nade guns out. AZ very low on health. Gonna use this opportunity to heal up. Mango knocks Carnage in the meantime. There's Carnage. No contestation, nothing at all. Same with Syndicate. It's
Alrighty,
literally
guys.
just on...
Sorry,
Huh?
go ahead, continue.
It's literally just on Lazarus, Godsend, and Yo right now. Godsend trying to come out of this alleyway on top of Yo. Yo saying, yo, go somewhere else, bro.
Absolutely. And here we have it. Lazarus, Godsend, having at it. Nova, or pardon me, Yo, holding position here. We got Joey and G3 using this divot to their advantage, putting all the throwables and pressure onto Salt and Jag, who are knocked at this point, leaving it up to VVV and Trey. Here we go. G3 making his move. Puts his shots down, gets a Trey knocked, taken down himself, leaving everything up to Joey for Lazarus. And Godsend is going to be... VVV coming in with a strong attack, but Joey's able to capitalize with a double knock! I guess that's actually a squad wipe. Good job by Joey. Oh, and unfortunately, if you weren't able to see it, he was just punished for it. So that leaves us down to 3 teams, a 2v2v3, Yo, Nova, and Syndicate.
Syndicate still playing this back compound, has not even been touched, not even looked at. They're just chilling as a 2, facing off against another 2 and a full 3. Yo, a full 3, Nova the 2. Yo, putting in the work right now.
Absolutely.
Honestly, though, if they could see it, this is going to be the hard part, is in this lower area of Gokta, there are these 3 compounds and nothing else but field. So really, for these teams to start pushing in to maybe even get aggressive or to try to get any kill points, they're going to need to use all the resources they have to get to another compound. And that's not even, it's literally all of them, because in every single position they are going to be open. Nova will have eyes on Yo. Nova will have eyes on Syndicate. Syndicate, same eyes on Nova. Nova, though, taking a car, going as fast as they can. One of the Nova kids, don't know his name, gets knocked and thirsted right off the rip. Memory now the only person left up for his team, stuck in a field.
Yeah, and he is going to do what as best as he can. He's got very few options, just clinging to smoke for dear life while taking gunfire from Iris and Purge and Spring. And you know what? Memory is finished off right then and there by Virati from Syndicate above the rooftop, leaving it to a 2v3. But keep in mind, even though Syndicate may not have the numbers, they do have a lot more kills on the board. They have been much more aggressive than Yo has this game. So let's not rule them out. Just because they're the underdogs does not mean they're out of the game.
Where do you think zone's going to go? Honestly, right now, both teams have compounds. They're both in zone. Where do you think it's going to switch?
I think it's going to go in between both of them, so no compounds are going to be in there.
Honestly, I think it's going to field switch. It's going to totally favor the fucking field, or the stupid field.
All right, we'll have to see.
I want to see it so bad. Syndicate only a 2. If they can get control of the zone, they can really have it.
Yeah, Virati and Rad kind of perched and ready, well equipped, well armored. Virati with a very optimistic nade cooking here.
It's the optimism though that sometimes we'll do it. Did not do it there, but sometimes you get surprised. You're like, oh, that hit.
When you wish upon a nade. All right, Virati going for another one. Him and his teammates going to make it rain nades down. Let's actually get a better idea of just how far these nades are. All right, and you know what? I hate to say I told you so about that new zone, but bam, it's going to be right in the middle, in between these compounds, I think. Actually, you know what? Yo is actually favoring a bit more.
Yeah, I believe Yo only has to move out to this new smoke that they just threw, and they still have zone control.
But keep in mind,
Rad and Virati.
Without smokes, this would not be possible at all.
At all. Red and Virati, though, staying very close together. They really only have a shack and a car for cover. Yo having a building and a wall. Way better coverage. I said it though, but Purge went down right as I said it. Rad getting the knock on that. They're going to start pushing up Syndicate. Rad with a nade getting ready to throw it.
So Purge is down. Iris going for a revive, if possible. This is, honestly, as you were saying, Rad and Virati's time to strike. No more seconds to be wasted here as Rad pushes up, taking zone damage, and then Spring with a takedown via M4.
Spring with the nasty flank. Yeah, gets them both trying to come up.
All right, guys, I just want to give a brief update. Our cameraman, who is dealing with an earthquake, apparently Chris just got an update. It is an estimated 7.0.
Holy shit.
And that is not a joke. That is extremely serious. So I want to take this a moment to just wish our camera caster safety. I hope that him and his family are okay, and I hope he knows that the community is here thinking about him, and we are thankful for all that he does for us.
Definitely.
So with that being said, guys, we are extremely, extremely sorry that the majority of this match was not able to be spectated. This was not something that could have been prevented by any means. But let's just take a look at the results that we do have here. We've got Yo grabbing first place with 2 kills. Second place is going to go to Syndicate with 6, and 4 of those 6 came from Virati alone. Nova Esports claiming third with 8 kills, and get this, 7 of those 8 kills came from Memory alone. Talk about one heck of a solo performance. Fourth place going to Lazarus, and wow, that's 12 kills between 3 people, 11 between G3 and Joey. Nicely done. Lazarus able to maintain their position, their hold on the top of the ladder here, always placing in the top couple spots. So, 5th place belongs to Godsent with 4 kills total. 3 of those 4 are from VVV. 6th place is going to go to Passion Fruit with 1 kill from Juancho. 7th to Mizexis with 2 kills, 1 from 24K, 1 from Starlight. We got the B-Town Boys grabbing 8th place with 5. Ghost Gaming, in 9th place with 3 kills. 10th is going to go to Wall Street Bets. Now, Wall Street Bets has kind of been the wild card, I'll say. You know, they really are go all or, you know, go home, because they've grabbed multiple wins in the past 2 days, but have also felt the sting of getting towards the end of last place, as well as, you know, something like this where it's towards the middle, 10th. Anyways, they are going to grab 10th with 2 kills. 11th is going to go to Dope Esports with 3. 12th is going to belong to Pro Era, and they're going to grab that with 0. 13th belongs to Xset, and they're going to take that with 4 kills, 1 per person, everybody eats. 19 Esports in 14th place with 5 kills. Illuminati really just not having the day that they were hoping for, taking 15th this time around with only 1 kill, and that's from Mango. Coming in 16th in last place, we have the Boring Protocol with 0. Let's see here. I doubt that I am going to need to take screenshots, but just in case, seeing as he's not there. I know we have so many people in the spectator slot, I just don't want to miss anything here. So, Swinns, what are your thoughts for the day?
You know, it was really interesting to see a lot of these teams kind of, the consistency was back and forth. Like you were saying for Wall Street Bets, they definitely saw the advantages of winning and then felt the pain of losing. But I think we saw that for a couple of teams. I believe there was another one that we watched that got, I think, a 1st and 2nd place. I think it was the Hit List, and they came in, I think, a couple of the last positions in a couple of these games, and they have been a top team as well. So it's been very back and forth. Luckily, like you've been saying, we have another week and a half of this, so these teams are going to be able to learn from these first 2 days, learn what they really need to do to keep up into the top ranks and high placement, and do what they need to do. So it's been an interesting day. I can't really, besides that snipe from Juancho, bro.
Juancho, that easily does go down as the play of the night for me as well. That was just super impressive. You know, with that being said, I completely agree. I'm so curious to see, you know, what the teams like Dope. I said it before today's matches began, but I am curious to see how Dope is moving forward, because they're taking quite a hit to their confidence. But you have 15. Pardon me. We have just a lot more days of this. A lot. I'm not even sure exactly how many more, but a lot. And much so that even if they had placed last place every match this game, they are not out of the running by any means. They have still got plenty of time to get their name back on the board and at least get, you know, some momentum built up. And I think that we are going to see kind of a recalibration of their strategy moving forward, because clearly what they were going with today was not panning out very effectively. And I think they're going to take that into account.
Yeah, I think that they took today a little bit too aggressive and maybe definitely felt the repercussions from that. They're probably going to do some restudying. But as we've seen, they do know how to get that 1st place win. So we do know they are able to accomplish it. Going to be interesting to see if they can relearn these rotations and get what they need to get back up into the top spot that they were.
Yeah.
Dope. They're an interesting team, honestly. I'm not going to lie. The way that they've played is very interesting. A lot of spread out positioning from them, which I wouldn't expect to see in this stage from these players.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Swinns. I cannot wait to see what day 3 holds for us. I'm expecting this, as I just said, kind of a new angle, new outlook for a lot of these teams. Kind of seeing what works, what didn't, and trying to adjust and move forward from there. And I think we're just gonna have to wait till tomorrow to find out exactly what happens. But I can guarantee you it's gonna be intense, whatever it is. Guys, I want to thank you all so much for bearing with us through these technical difficulties. This last match, I know it is absolutely not ideal, but when somebody's life and well-being is, you know, in jeopardy. The stream, this game is not what's important. His safety is our number one concern, and I really
Thank
truly
you for
hope.
subscribing to RedEyes.
Thank you so
You're a
much.
cutie patootie.
Thank you so much, Gabriel, for this up. Anyways, guys, I hope you all have a great night. Have fun, be safe, and be kind to one another. We're going to take this opportunity to go raid my mentor and fellow wildcard streamer Shredder. If you could, please do give him a follow. It would mean a lot to me. He's a phenomenal caster and a good friend. Anyways, guys, thank you again so much. Have a great night. Have fun. Be safe.
Bye, guys.
Be kind to one another. Bye-bye.
Thank you for subscribing to RedEyes. You're a cutie patootie.
Shredder.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I think everything is fine with Rula and well, I think so. I don't really know, but at least with me, it's everything fine. How does it go to stream?
I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad you're okay, dude. That's all that matters. Don't worry about the stream. You
Sí,
know.
es que dijo Rula que pues por un poco tiempo pues no se cambió así la cámara para el partido y pues ahí andaban ellos hablando, pero ya después nos dijo que se fue la luz y que pues el stream se acabó. Y pues RedEyes pudo meterse en su computadora y empezar el stream por su computadora para poder terminar la sala. Pero no nos importa tanto, solo que ustedes están bien. Él creo que dijo Rula que todo está bien en su área, solo que no tiene luz. Y cuando regresa la luz, que para mañana podemos regresar.
Sí, igual me mandó mensaje Rula, me dijo que igual estaba todo bien. Pero bueno, igual bueno, hay cualquier cosa y igual voy avisando.
Sí, se cuidan. Pues,
Wait, what did you say?
avisan.
Sí, muchas gracias.
He's fine. He's doing fine,
All
but
right. Tell him that's
no.
all that's important to us, man, is that he's okay. So I'm just hope that,
cuídate, pues.
moving forward, he's able to, you know, recover from that. I don't know how it hit him specifically, so we're just happy he's all right.
Sí, te cuidas y ojalá nos vemos mañana.
Sí, mañana yo espero igual estar presente.
All right.
Bueno, gracias.
Something about tomorrow.
Okay, guys, you did a great job. Thank you for everything.
Okay, thank you, man. Bye-bye. Have a good one, Swinns.
You too, Red.
You did
I think
awesome today. Yeah, we did a lot better minus that last match. I think we were... Honestly, even the last match, I'm surprised, you know, like, I think given the circumstances, we did what we could. But boy...
I think you did well.
Yeah, it is something to go look at a stream and see 200 people ticked off at you. So... But anyways, we're going to come back tomorrow with no technical difficulties, and we're going to knock it out of the park. So... GG's, my dude.
Bye, Christy.
Bye, Christy. Thanks so much for your help.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.